We got the motherfucker now, y'all.
Yo, what up, what up, what up, y'all? It's the guys, we back. It's Wednesday. Once again, y'all know how we do when we form like Voltron. Welcome to the guys. This time it's the end of the year episode. We're gonna do something a little bit different tonight. But before we go into all of that, Sean will be joining us momentarily. Dre may be on with us momentarily. He's taking care of some personal stuff. But Merv, what is looking like in your neck of the woods tonight? What's happening?
Man, what's happening? I'm about to finish off this motherfucking Jameson bottle before the last goddamn broadcast. I'm right at the fucking bottom. This motherfucker will be gone by the end of the goddamn show. And to let y'all motherfuckers that's watching, 2020 is just a motherfucking year. It will be our last goddamn show of 2020. We had fucking technical difficulties. We had technical difficulties before we got on this motherfucker. 2020, peace, and get the fuck on out of here, bitch.
Hey man, I was going to say that ain't nobody asked you about no fucking drink shit, but hey, that was a good speech. I'm sorry, that was a good speech. Mark, what up? What's happening? Yeah, hey yo, Mark, what's happening? What's happening, brother?
Man, yo, listen, something really just entered my mind right before I hopped on this joint, right? So I'm going through my Instagram, right? And my man shares a picture with me, so I'm just like, all right, let me see what's going on. Click the link or whatever. And this light skinned Keisha, you know what I mean? And she don't really got too many clothes on. So I'm trying to ask myself, how come, you know what I mean, we can't get this in power? You know what I'm saying? That is definitely a murder question, but we need to know why we can't get that in power. You know what I'm saying? Because we need that. Light skin Keisha, you're right.
Yeah, Mark, I think we need to go. I think we need to revisit that at length next Tuesday on the Merv Stack Show. That's a very good question. I agree.
Definitely.
Light skin Keisha.
Light skin Keisha. Yo, Sean.
Yo.
What's happening? What's happening, my brother?
Man, it's been crazy, fam. It's been crazy. Technical difficulties, man, is getting us before we close this thing out in 2020, man. Yo, let's get 2020 up out of here, man. Let's get into 2021. For real. Good grief. Yo, before we begin, fellas, can we salute, man? Like, we kick off this pod in the middle of the year, man, and we're here. You know what I mean? This is our first time and definitely not our last time in the review and wrap up, man. I want to salute to you brothers first and foremost. We kick this thing off, man. Your dudes came through. Y'all kicked the whole Merv and Stack show featuring Mark. You know what I mean? Y'all killed this shit last night.
And Tina B.
Definitely Tina B. Damn, Merv, you said it twice. I heard you the first time. And definitely Tina B. Yo, y'all killed that shit last night. I mean, we got some momentum going, man. So I want to salute to you brothers, man, before we kick everything off. I know Dre is not on tonight. He got some shit going on, some personal shit. Salute to that brother. Hope everything work out with him and that situation he got going on. But salute to the brothers, man. Real shit.
No doubt.
Yeah, right. Right out the bottle, y'all. Right out the bottle.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, Mark. That's some 2020 shit. It's okay.
I went up. Y'all one of
you. Out the bottle. Yo, so fellas. No, go ahead, Stacks. Go ahead.
If you was drinking Everclear straight, I wouldn't have been mad at you, man. After this year we done been through.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that.
I wouldn't be mad if you took a syringe, man, and just start shooting out, man. It's like,
there's always one nigga got to take it too far.
You know, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, if I had some P Mitty, I might put it in the syringe, shoot up with some P Mitty or something. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, Mark. Okay. But fam, fellas, let's just get into some shits, man. We don't have anything scripted tonight. We're just gonna do a review, man, of 2020, man. So let's make the next hour and a half to 2 hours fun. Let's just talk about some shit. We got people that's gonna be in the comments. Those of you who out there, if you want to hop on, hit myself or Stacks so we can bring you on. If you want to share your 2020 moment. So hey, I'm gonna just throw the ball up in the air, man. Who want to catch it first and kick us off?
Want me to go ahead?
Mark.
No, you know what?
I don't know. I don't know. No, never mind. Never mind. We don't want you to go first.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead, Mark.
Wait a minute. You know what? I'm going in the spirit of Merv right here. You know, because y'all asked him first, so I'm going in the spirit of Merv, right? And I'm gonna start off, with it seemed like this was the ladies' key word of the summer, entanglement. You know what I'm saying? That shit happened. You know what I mean? And Will made Philly look real bad. He looked like a sad puppy dog. Like he looked terrible. You know what I'm
He
saying?
did, man.
I'm like, man, and what is this? Like 2020, what is this, the year to kiss and tell, motherfucker? Like, yo, like,
Right.
Bulls really be doing
Right.
that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, where did this come from, man? I'm like, yo, it's super
Yeah.
terrible, man. But I'm like, yo, I mean, but chicks was just like, yo, like, hey, look, I'm in an entanglement. As soon as that word came out, look, that's what I'm in. Yeah, I mean, either you gonna accept it or not. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm like, yo, that's how it is.
First
Jeez.
of
it's
all,
great to
what chicks you messing with that tell you that at the beginning? Like, yo, the company you keep, man, breeds that kind of stuff. Like, what chick would tell you the first day? I mean, entanglement, so you're good with that. What kind of chicks are you messing with, Mark? Like, yo.
Well, nah. Only thing entanglement was it replaced the situationship word. Before entanglement, it was I'm in a situation right now. I'm in a situation. You know what I'm saying? Only thing entanglement is just an upscale way. No. Entanglement is an upscale bullshit way of saying I'm in a situation. But it sounds better to say, yo, I'm in entanglement right now.
Or my favorite saying, I'm doing me. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I was hearing that since Corona started. Look,
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
you know what I mean? I'm like,
Hey.
all right, I got you.
Hey, yo, Mark, like Epiphany was trying her damnedest to get into an entanglement with fucking Davis, wasn't she? Hey, are you married? Because if you are, that's not a problem for me. I'm like, whoa.
I'm like,
I gotta ask you, Stats, I gotta ask you a question though. Now I'm gonna ask Merv this question first. Because Merv, he knows some epiphanies out there. Like he knows something out there.
Of course he does.
Like, man,
You
which
know a
color
few of them
wig,
out there.
Sean? Which color wig, Sean?
Right, which color wig? And yo, and they get the dirty living room. Yo, Merv know a few epiphanies out there, man. Yo, so Merv, if an epiphany tell you that, like how does Merv respond? Because Davis kept it cool. Davis kept it a G. But how does Merv respond? Let me back up. How does old Merv respond?
Thank you. What you learning, boy? God damn. You might be out in 2021. I don't give a fuck what nobody else say about you. Hey. But listen, the old Merv like, hey, stay focused. We handle that later. Yeah.
Yo, why?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, why, man?
That's the old Merv.
Wow, you trying to stay focused. We handle that later. This dude, right? What is this dude right here? Is crazy.
What
Man.
is your deal, man? What is your deal?
Hey, I'm already fucking up any goddamn well by goddamn going to a sack. I just throw all the moral out the fucking window. So shit.
Yeah.
And you gonna do it expeditiously and jump.
What is wrong with you, man?
Hey, listen. It's like my coach used to tell me when I play football. And he tell everybody, well shit, if you're gonna go wrong 110%, goddamn it. Bust your fucking hole up.
Right. Man, everything collapsed.
Right.
Yo. So I mean, Davis' whole shit is crumbling right now before our eyes, man. Like his whole thing is messing up right now, all because of Tasha and her little one-liner, man. That shit is fraudulent, man. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? That shit is mad fraudulent, man. Straight up. So Stacks, yo, how entanglement is word of the year. What is yours, man?
Oh,
what is your phrase of the year?
Damn. Phrase of the year? Shit.
On the spot, nigga. Come on, nigga.
Yeah, live from Front Street. I really didn't want to I really didn't want to go there, but I guess my phrase of the year is wear a damn mask.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wear a mask. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go into the deepest depths of COVID, because we said we weren't going to do that tonight because we want to focus on the positive stuff. But I think I heard that phrase more than anything this entire year. Well, at least since March. So
right, absolutely.
Hey, let me put a little spin on it real quick though. You know what I'm saying? With what Stacks is saying, right? Like, listen, just people, just like, yo, I don't want to wear the mask, right? Like, yo, just break it down to them simple, like your kids and shit, right? And I just tell them like this. I'm like, listen, you was a kid once, right? And they were like, yeah. They be like, yeah. I'm like, you participated in Halloween before, right? And they was like, yeah. So I'm like, yo, you used to wear them hot ass masks on your face, covered in plastic, running around for 4 hours getting candy. You can wear this bitch for 15 minutes. The fuck is wrong with you?
Yo,
that's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point, my guy.
Yeah. So Murr, what is your phrase for the year, man?
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm scared to even ask that though.
Nah. Hey, hold up. The motherfuckers that know me know I go from one end of the spectrum to the other. You know what I'm saying? No middle ground.
Fact.
So
yeah.
Mark, I let Mark have the dirty Mac word for the first round and shit. But my phrase for the fucking year is what up, nephew? My phrase, goddamn, is Black Lives Matter. Because this year right here has been, like, in my opinion, this has been the strongest united. This has been the strongest movement towards Black Lives Matter movement or Black Lives Improvement since the Civil Rights era. All right, and this year right here, you have streets that will have the BLM on the streets. You have murals on the streets. You even got the street the one that's going towards the White House. You got changed to Black Lives Matter, and everything started with George Floyd. So, and it just went from there for this whole 2020. So my phrase is Black Lives Matter. That's my phrase of the year, because this right here, like I said, since the Civil Rights era, has been one of the strongest movements toward Black improvement, and this one was worldwide. You had other countries that was saying, that was protesting, that was getting into the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, as opposed to the Civil Rights era, it was really mainly just certain parts of the United States only. But this one right here, the Black Lives Matter this year, it went global.
Right. Man, to take it a step further, for me, I think my phrase was like awareness, because I think even to what you're saying, Merv, about Black Lives Matter, I think this year was a year where the hoods came out the closet. You know what I mean? Kanye said a long time ago on one of his records, he was like, racism still alive, they're just concealing it. And it was the whole time. We thought that, I don't think we thought, but we kind of felt that racism was kind of gone away. It was like it was dormant. But this year, racism, man, was at its peak, in my opinion, a very long time. It evolved because it changed. It went into make America great. And I don't want to get too political here, of course, but it was Make America Great, and then it became a whole different movement. And that movement made a lot of racist individuals more vocal and make them more brash. And you just saw one that got busted in the head with a twisted iced tea. You know what I mean? And it's just still, you know what I'm saying? It's still happening. So my biggest thing out of this year was awareness, because now we know who you are. You put the hoods came off. The hoods came out the closet. You felt good about yourself, and now you out there. Now you're exposed. And I think that now moving forward, it's how we're going to move forward. You know what I mean? 2021. It's about how we're moving forward, because now everything is out there. The awareness is out there. We know who you are. You know what you are. Now, how do we coexist at this point? Because because it got really quiet for a minute. No one knew what was going on, and as far as like racism. But now it's like it's on Front Street, and Black Lives Matter was the backdrop to all of that.
Yeah, and one thing about it, man, I'm gonna say like this. I'm gonna tell like you know what I mean, all the black people, all the people against racism, keep that can of twisted tea in the holster. You know what I'm saying? Just in case
Facts.
you gotta use
Facts.
that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So for all
Just
the
in
Karen
case.
and the Kens, right? You get a Karen, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and you miss a
Yeah.
Ken, and they trying to talk some shit. Boom, get that yellow and blue, smack, pop. You know what I
Fact.
mean? And I ain't talking
Yo,
Jordan WAP. That's a different story. I can let Murph touch on that. But you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
of
We
course.
talking WAP like smack with the twisted T. The other WAP, I'm saying that's a Cardi, you know what I mean, for a thing,
Yeah.
and Murph definitely approves it. You know what I mean? So that's what that is. All right.
Yeah.
and
Yo, so,
what I want to do to add to that a little bit, Sean, before we move forward, is I just want to give it up to our people for applying so much pressure this year through all the misjustices in the midst of a pandemic. Um, I mean, you couldn't turn on your TV without seeing and I'm not even going to say just our people, our ally. When you see these protests, the biggest difference between the ones this year and the ones during the civil rights era is that you got black people, white people, brown people, everybody. So there's allies. We cannot lose the fact. We can't lose sight of the fact that we do have allies out there, a whole lot more of them that we had back in the 1960s. Especially a lot of people like the down these new like Z generations, like the kids. Well, I would say kids. My son's 21, my other one's 18. Those are the kids that help bring us across the line on this election. They start to say that it's racism is passe to that generation in particular.
absolutely.
They grew up in a world where most of them, their first president that they really know was black. You got a lot of race mixing in couples and all that stuff. So racism is passe to that 18 to 25-year-old group. And I just want to give shout out to them, man, because typically us older, get off of my lawn, older folks, we usually bash them and shit like that. But I want to give Gen Z a whole lot of props this year.
Who?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Generation Z.
Oh,
Generation
absolutely.
Z.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
After the millennials.
They came out and they represented. And again, Stack, like you mentioned earlier, I think that we got complacent because we had a black president for 2 terms. We got complacent.
Yep.
We thought that we may leave some bounds past all of the bullshit, right? And just that quick, the entire time, these 8 years when we had President Obama, Mr. Obama in chair, we thought that we made it. We were like, yo, I can be anything now. The younger generation looking like we got our first black president, our first, our first lady. We good, right? But then all this whole time, racism was still beneath the surface, and it came out more prevalent over the past 4 years for obvious reasons. And to your point, this younger generation, the ones that we kind of scratched our heads on, like, oh, do they really understand? They came through and they represented in an era where the older heads voices became a little bit winded, if you will. You know what I mean? Because the older voices been saying this for years and years. Like, yo, we haven't really made it. You know what I mean? But that younger crowd and that movement was able to thrust us forward. So I'm encouraged by that. I'm encouraged by the future. I'm encouraged about a lot of things that's going to happen coming up. And by God's grace, man, we can get back together as one united people, man, and just move forward and eradicate all racism.
Yo, Rick
Yeah.
Ross. Rick Ross had met Rick Ross. The album before this one, he had a bar in there where he says, I'm glad Donald Trump became president because we got to self-destruct before we elevate. So the one thing about I was real disappointed when he got elected. But over these years, you're right. Racism became dormant, and he made it, and he brought it out again, and he made it people comfortable to show themselves. So that's the one that's the one thing that, if anything, I appreciate Trump for, because I don't think we got complacent. I think we it became so it almost became invisible that we thought that, okay, ain't like it used to be, but shit, we came a long way, but we still got far to go. And it was like a nigga, I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere moment of 2020, and then we elevated and came together for the for that election.
And Merv, I just want to add to that before we leave. I don't want to get too, like I said, I don't want to get political or too woke on here. But I think we as Black people got complacent, like Sean said with Obama, and we forgot our history because we know that every form of major Black process since Reconstruction has been met with white supremacist backlash, and those two terms. How y'all? I mean, and I know we got a whole lot of viewers out there. Different backgrounds, race, colors, creed. But my opinion, 8 years of Obama, that backlash was in the form of Trump. That's how I've always felt about that. And we have to keep realizing that when we take those steps forward, we got to keep pushing because it's always going to be that white supremacist backlash that's going to be trying to pull us back and take us back down.
So exactly. I just want to say one thing real quick. So again, when we say white supremacists, is people versus racism. All right. So when we say white supremacists, they don't have nothing against white people. We're talking about racist people. Just want to clear that up. Just want to let people know that.
And you know what? People should know that. I mean, if you are for equality, if you are for everybody living in harmony, you should be against white supremacy, no matter what race you are. You I know plenty of them out there. Shout out to Kyle Hollarball in particular, Georgetown. But I know plenty of allies out there. James Tuzel also. It's a lot of them out there who just saying with the shits, and they've been vocal this entire year. There's a whole lot more that I can name, but shout out to the allies. Got to give them props.
Man, let me tell you something, right? I mean, the shit that was crazy, right? I like particularly, in my city because I just seen it, prevalent, right? Is when the government kicked out that PUA money, them motherfuckers, was spending on everything. I loved it though. I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know someone going to jail. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, like, your company, was just like, wasn't doing no business, and all of a sudden you get like 400,000. Yeah, I get it. You went and bought, you went and bought like a 7 Series and all that. Oh yeah, they coming for you. I get it. But that shit was just fun to see for me. You know what I mean? Like, because you walk to the store and somebody who like, man, they ain't have money in a minute, right? And they like, Mark, what you want? I got it, right? Oh, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Give me a bottle of Henny. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna take some crab legs too, cause I need some crab legs.
Absolutely. We gotta get crab legs. And Mark,
absolutely.
Mark, I'm on the same page as you. Because you always got them people out there that's crabs in the barrel. They're talking about, people blowing the money. What the fuck you worrying about it for? It ain't your money. Exactly. I like to see people happy. I like to see my people shining. Do your thing. Do whatever makes you happy.
Hey, listen, that was the least crime. That's the least crime that happened in the city. I know that. People had some money. It's like, all right, I don't got to kill nobody today. All right, thank you.
And people don't understand. And people do not understand that aspect of it. When people get money, get stimulus and stuff, that brings down crime. That's good for the economy and all that stuff. So just let people do what make them happy, man. Don't be counting. Let's normalize not counting motherfuckers' pockets in 2021. Let's do that.
Exactly, man. Look, be happy, man. I'm like, listen, I hope everybody get that 2,000 or whatever. However many kids you got, you want to claim some extra kids, if that's your thing, get as much money as you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, go ahead, enjoy that shit. All them motherfuckers who hustling them PS5s or whatever. Hey, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, do what you do, man.
Right.
I'm with you all the way, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, so just to kind of lighten up a little bit, what was your biggest sports moment of 2020?
Damn. I'm gonna go first, and I don't know if it's lighting it up. It's actually a somber moment. I'm a lifelong Laker fan. And Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player of all time. And I still remember. I mean, and you are going, I don't even think you got to be a sports fan Kobe was such an icon that 10 years from now, people are going to ask you, where were you with Kobe Bryant? What were you doing when Kobe Bryant died? It just so happens that me and Merv was at the house kicking it or whatever, at my house kicking it. And I went to my bedroom and Merv was like, hey man, you need to come out here, man. I'm getting something on TMZ saying Kobe Bryant got killed. And Sean and Mark, I was like, Merv, get the fuck out of here, man. We gotta find that ain't no reliable source. And we sat, hey, bro, we was watching. I think the Pro Bowl was on. It was like, hey, man, we gotta get this shit. We was hoping it wasn't true. I'm pretty sure everybody out there was like, man, I hope this is fake news or whatever. But we kept changing the channel so we can get another source, and it started to come in, man. Totally devastating, man. Totally devastating. Not only, I mean, I know people that don't even that didn't even like Kobe, that was like fucked up behind Kobe dying like that. And when we found out that his daughter was with him, it made it even worse. So that was a bigger sports moment, even though it was a somber one, in my opinion, for me.
Yeah.
What you say, Mark?
I agree with that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, being from Philly, and Kobe grew up here, right? He played against, you know what I mean, for a lot of guys that I grew up with, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm like, you know, I knew Kobe. It wasn't like, you know, we were like best friends or whatever. But one thing about Philly, like I always say, Philly's the biggest, smallest city in the world. So everybody has a connection to kind of like everybody, right? So with Kobe, you know, it was Larry Stakes. Everybody, you know what I mean, for when Kobe come to Larry Stakes, he would let certain people know he coming through, and then all the hoopers, man, for like the last 20 years, you know what I mean, Larry's be packed, everybody eating cheesesteaks or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you know, you know, Kobe was a cool guy, man, you know what I'm saying? Like he was all right. And you know, I'm just like, man, I always had love for him or whatever. But let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you a quick Kobe story, right? I'm the same guy, you know what I mean, who always said I like, man, when people were just naming the best players, you know what I mean, ever from the area or whatever, right? And I was just like, man, I like, look, I like Kobe, you know what I mean, for you one of the best, but I was just like, listen, you wouldn't have got no state title, you know what I mean, if Philly was eligible to play in the states, right? And that used to burn him up. You know what I'm saying? He like, yo, I competed against all these guys. He like, man, yo, I gave him the business. I like, yeah, but your team wasn't that good. You was good. I like, what you get, Kobe? What was you going to do? Score 100? He was like, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Well, Kobe
Mamba,
just was
man,
a guy, man. You know what I'm saying? But
it's
he was
different.
cool. We loved him. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people, man, take that Mamba mentality with you. Whatever you do, you can apply
Absolutely,
that mentality to
Yep.
whatever you do, man, and keep moving forward. Because one thing about Kobe, you know what I mean, that's what he would want people to do, man, is take that and run with
absolutely,
it. And that's what you got to do, man.
absolutely. How about you, Merv? What's your biggest sports moment of the year?
49ers losing in the Super Bowl. Oh shit, my bad. My
Oh,
bad. My bad. And that just blurted out, man. My bad. My bad. Shit.
yo, that just came out so naturally, though,
Oh my goodness. You know what I'm
and it
saying?
sounds so pleasant.
Hey, my bad, Merv. I didn't mean to say that, man. I'm sorry. I just blurted that out.
Yo, he's stunned.
First time I seen Merv
Hey,
speak,
yo,
to be honest with you,
yo,
but you
he's
know,
stunned. Yo,
Hey, yo,
Stanford,
before Merv talk real quick, I got to expound on this because we watched the Super Bowl here, right? And I'm like, Merv, y'all about to win the fucking Super Bowl. And Merv looked at me like, motherfucker, that's Patrick Mahomes, man. Hey, this shit ain't over yet, man. He was right.
right.
Yeah.
And I was happy. I was thinking they was gonna win, but Merv was like, "Hey, you need to calm the fuck down. This shit is not over."
Yo, that was my biggest. That was my goddamn biggest moment, man. That
Oh shit!
Wow.
that was my biggest moment. I mean, it wasn't a happy moment, but that was my biggest moment. And like I said, I didn't have faith in Jimmy Garoppolo at all. And motherfuckers used to argue me down like about, oh man, this nigga win the loss record is great. Like, what's wrong with you? Y'all like 10-2, blah blah blah. I'm like, yo, for us to win the
You
Super
have been
Bowl,
consistent.
we're gonna need a quarterback that can make at least 3 game difference making plays and be able to be clutch when needed.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I didn't see that in him. We made a Super Bowl off running, number one rushing team in the NFL, and defense, top 5
Yep.
defense, one of the best defensive line rushing the quarterback.
Yep.
Jimmy only had 2 games where he was a very high contributing factor. But yeah, that's my biggest moment, man. I was cautiously optimistic, but let me tell you how optimistic I was. I won $600 for the Super Bowl because I play this thing called FanDuel and I pick all Kansas City players.
No,
Of course you did.
Hey, listen.
So
but that,
it was like, yo, if we lose, a nigga gonna have money. I'm either gonna be a champion or I'm gonna have some motherfucking money in my hand. When the goddamn was it?
But
Either way you win.
But think about it, man. Y'all mean that works because just in case they don't pass the 600 STEMI, y'all mean he already got his 600. Y'all mean so he's good. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yo, exactly. My biggest moment, obviously, the Kobe thing was earth shattering. I'm not going to front. Even like what Stack said, you know, when you find out that his daughter was with him, that was the thing that rocked me the most. Because I immediately went and got my little girl and just held her. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that really hurt me. I saw it coming through the news wire, and I was like, yo, this is it can't be right. They got somebody mixed up or whatever. I was praying that it wasn't right, and unfortunately it was. So that one, of course, was really big. But for me, my personal moment was the Michael Jordan and Chicago Bulls the final dance documentary.
Last Dance. Yeah.
The last dance documentary, man, it took me back to that place, man. Like, not only did I get the Jordan files on the shot drop that the first night it aired, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, when the joint said, yo, what my shit said,
Oh
man.
my God, here we go. Go ahead, Jay. Show them what's going on. All right.
Not only did I get the shot drop, you know what I mean? I haven't even worn them yet, but not only did I get the shot drop that night, but I needed that,
I
man.
actually have those.
I wanted those young boys to understand how great MJ was, man, and why he is the GOAT, hands down, no chaser. Everything is straight when it comes to MJ being a GOAT. And you saw that for a different reason because you saw the areas where I think all of us the same age. So we live in that era. We grew up in that era. But over the years, we forget that Scotty was, don't get me wrong, Scotty was nice. Scotty was one of the best, if not the best, number 2 man in that era, right? But Scotty also had his flaws. Scotty wasn't there when they needed him for that Detroit series. You know what I mean? He had the migraines going on and some other stuff going on. You know what I mean? And Jordan had to do what he had to do. So people didn't realize Jordan wasn't playing with nobody. Everybody, you know, the younger generation, they thought that Jordan always had Pippen and then he had Rodman and some other great players. But he never had anyone. The Bulls franchise it was a failed franchise. You know what I mean? They could have made the playoffs, but they wanted him to tank. They wanted him to take every season until they figured it out. You know what I mean? So he had to get through all of that. So I was just glad that the masses and the younger kids had a chance to see Jordan, a documentary. It wasn't really about, it was about him, of course, but it was more so about the elements of the Bulls leading up to that last finals because they could have kept going. Jordan probably could have won 8 straight, honestly. He probably could have won 8 straight championships. Let's be real. He probably could have got to 10 if you want to be honest about it. It based on the trajectory and what the Bulls were doing during that time. It was only him and Pippen. They interchanged with Rodman. They had Horace Grant, who was a sucker. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Horace was a sucker, man. But at the end of the day, I felt, to me, that was the biggest sports moment because I think during the time of the quarantine, that was in the heat of the quarantine. I think we needed to see that, man. We needed to see Jordan at his best.
Hey, yo, hey, real quick, Mark, Sean, I'm glad you brought that up because this is around the Last Dance came out at the perfect time because this is when all the sports got shut down. And I think we might have watched that here as well. And it was like an episode went off and you like, oh my God, I cannot believe they left me like this, man. I cannot wait for the next episode to come on. But it's like you say, I hated Jordan. obviously, growing up. They dethroned my Lakers in '91, and he did the switch hands, the famous shot, which somebody should have definitely fouled the shit out of him because it was unnecessary. I mean, it's iconic NBA moment. But hey, ask Murph. Every time I see that shit, I'm like, why the fuck didn't somebody elbow him in his fucking face during the next play? Because that shit was totally unnecessary. But it's like you say, man. Jordan was all about winning and greatness. And much like what we said about Mamba mentality, the younger generation who did not get to see Jordan play, you would only hope that they would take those things and just pick up on it, because you're in a world nowadays in sports where endorsements, going out to wild parties, and all that. Some of that shit Trump winning to a whole lot of athletes. Jordan was about the business of winning at all times, at all costs. Jordan, and I'm gonna throw a shot at a guy that's on my team. Jordan didn't when Detroit was busting that ass. Jordan didn't say, you know what, man, I might need to go to the Lakers. What Jordan did? Jordan went to the fucking weight room and fucking started throwing up them fucking weights. But you know what? I'm gonna get better. I'm not, because this is back. I'm gonna go off on it. This is back in the day where motherfucker wasn't switching up teams, chasing no fucking rings and shit like that. You stick with the team, and you either fucking got beat or you came over the fucking hump, and you was victorious. And that's what Jordan did with the with Detroit, and that's when they started. You know, that's when they started being the fucking Bulls and lead up to the 72-10 team. But as I got older, of course, my hate turned into straight admiration because of his greatness and his will to win at all fucking costs.
Right. But Stacks, even to that point, if you think about it, man, like, it wasn't like Jordan, like you said, he didn't fold it. He told his whole team, like, yo, follow me. Let's get into the gym. We got to get stronger. We got to compete. Like, the whole team followed him to the gym. Even Pip. Like, Pip was playing weak in Detroit. He was getting pushed around. He was whining. He was complaining. All of them were complaining. And Jordan was like, yo, let's get our ass in the gym. Let's get stronger. He didn't go to the gym and say, I need another superstar, or I need this, or I need that. He was like, yo, I got the same team. Let's get this guy.
I need another playmaker.
Right, I need another playmaker. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to, like you said, I'm going to the Boston Celtics or whatever to another to figure out how to beat the Detroit Pistons. I'm going to get my guys, the guys I have now that you guys pick. I have these guys, and we're going to get into the weight room, and we're going to come back. And that's what he did. To me, that will forever be the transitional point for me as him being the GOAT. Because again, in an era now that you have now, where these guys want to pair up and be friends and, you know, join super teams and be, you know, all goody to win a championship, that shit didn't exist back there. You ride with your team. Even as much as I hate Detroit, I cannot stand Isaiah Thomas. And I know Murph don't like that because Murph is a big Detroit fan. I don't know why. But, yo, I could not stand Isaiah Thomas. Those guys still roll for each other. You know what I mean? They didn't turn their back on each other. They turned their back on, if a player left their team, they turned their back on that player. They were like, yo, fuck him. Yeah. He's no longer with us. They did not like you if you turned their back on him. And that's how the NBA was back then. And I'm glad that the Last Dance, because the younger kids will always say, oh, Jordan was playing against plumbers and you know, electricians and shit. Yo,
crazy. Just craziness.
Crazy. That Cavaliers team was deep that they played against. You know what I mean? Every team they played against in the East during that run, those teams were deep. You had to go through a gauntlet to get out of the East just to get to the Western, just to the championship, period. You didn't go, it was no easy run.
So let me tell you, motherfuckers out, Merv. Merv. One more thing. There's a whole lot of motherfuckers out there without rings due to Jordan. Go ahead, Merv.
Due to Jordan. Absolutely.
To piggyback off what Sean said, about like they trying to say like it was like teams was garbage. Y'all remember NBA Jam?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So if you go back NBA Jam, it was what? It was 2 players, right, per team. So back during that era, I don't know if y'all really pay attention to this. When you go NBA Jam, There's 2 players per team. You go back to that era, just about every team had 2 all-stars or 2 superstars. All right.
Easy.
So back then, it was a lot more parity where every team, even the bottom teams, had a superstar that you had to damn be aware of, or that superstar could beat you on any given night. But nowadays, it's top heavy. You got 10 teams that can compete or maybe make to the finals. The 10 through 30, they're garbage. Like they don't really have you can't really make NBA Jam in 2020 because you don't have 2 superstars or 2 all-stars per team like that anymore.
Absolutely. That's a great point, man. I never thought about that, but that's a great point.
Yeah,
that's a really great
point.
It is
definitely good point, man. Yeah, I mean, let me switch gears real quick. Oh, one more thing. Shout out to the 04 Pistons, Merv, Rasheed Wallace, Philly all day. My cousin Mike James. Shout out to my cousin Mike James who got that fucking ring. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck the 04 Pistons.
Got a ring in the family. Anyway, right? Let me switch gears though, right? Yeah, I mean, we're gonna switch it to the guys. What, I mean, each one of y'all, what was your favorite moment of being on any show that we did? What was your favorite moment? Any show? Sean, I'm gonna start with you.
Oh man, I got so many. That's tough, bro. You didn't prepare me for this one, man.
Hey man, well, matter of fact, I mean, if you want to kick 2 or 3 of them out, kick them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we freestyle with that. I like this. I like this.
A lot, but I'm just saying.
I think the one that stands out to me, man, honestly, it's the second act in totality. I think that the second act in totality, man, because we took a break just to kind of recharge the battery, man, to kind of think about where we were going to go, what direction we want to go into. And I think that the second act to me I know that's a diplomatic answer, but I think in totality, I think everyone had moments. I think everyone was an MVP in their own right in every show that we had. You know what I mean? I'm going back to to Mark with you, you know what I mean? Where you came through in the clutch in the last couple of episodes, you know what I mean? Telling Dre to give Shorty back tell Shorty to get Dre back to the streets, shit like that.
That shit is so fucking funny.
Yo, that shit is hilarious, man. I mean, even going back to the episode, when Merv was in a damn black car, man, and somebody came to the window. just raw and uncut, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just Stacks and his the way that he looked at us, man. We say some real shit, man. He'll just be like, yo, like it catch him off guard, and he'll just shake his head like, okay, you got me on this. Like, just the small, subtle shit is what stands out to me, man. Like, you guys' reaction to everything that we'll say to each other, and people think that we all been in the same room and that we all grew up together. Yo, somebody said Merv eyes are so dreamy. Yo, let's get Adi on the line, man. Let's get Adi on here.
Yeah, can we get on here? Yeah.
Merv got bedroom eyes, man. Like, yo, remember old boy told Ghost eyes like a baby seal or some shit. Like, what, nigga? Yo, dude told Ghosty in prison. He said, yo, he got baby seal eyes. Yo, this is Merv got.
Yo, that shit funny as hell.
Yeah, yo, but I think everything that stood out to me, man, was like just everyone's reaction to something that we said. Like, if we got on someone, the initial reaction be like, yo, whoa, like, because we don't, this shit is not scripted. Like, we're not behind the scenes, like, writing the script out. We just go with the flow. So I think just the way we are, like, bouncing off of one another, more so in Act 2, I think all that stands out to me the most, man.
Man, let me get my moment real quick, man. And, you know what I'm saying? It was Stack's reaction and Merv's reaction to this when it was said. And Dre was like, I'm the most sensitive guy on here. Yo, literally jump out Saul's feet when he said that shit. I'm like, yo, that was too funny. That was too funny.
Hey, yo, Mark. And the thing is, like, I'm the most sensitive guy on it. You go back to the fucking pandemic and mental health, Hey man, fuck all that, man. Pull yourself up by your foot. Hey, put your big boy pants on. I'm like, oh, but you sensitive though. Get the shout out to the homie Dre, man. We missed him tonight. But I'm like, hold on now. Wait, what?
Yeah, right. Right. Somebody in the comment was like, yo, Dre is an angry man. Y'all see, yo, this dude is an angry man for Martin, man. He's an angry man for Martin.
Yeah, the dude that say, sit your ass down, man. That dude, angry man, yeah.
Angry man.
Hey, that's why I'm like, nigga, who you soliciting for? You trying to solicit the beat tonight?
Yeah.
The fuck you talk? Fuck out of here.
I'm gonna say like this.
Right.
Merv had a nice groove when he was drinking. I think he became undrunk the moment he said that. Like all the liquor just went out of him. Like I gotta drink some more. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't got no more liquor in me after Dre said that shit. Like yo, that's how crazy it was.
But that's the thing. Like when Merv, y'all don't realize, man. When Merv, if somebody said some crazy shit, Merv had this look on his face where he be like he'll look at the camera. I'm like, nigga, we are live. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we live.
Live. We can see.
Yeah, that's one of my phrases too. That's one of my phrases too, Mark. Like Mark and Sean, we live because we always got to tell Merv shit. Because Merv always doing some damn like Merv, man. We live. I don't know if you know this shit or not. We know you crazy as fuck, but we all live.
We all can see you. Yeah.
I think Merv is like a real life video game. When you say something that he thinks is crazy, the liquor runs out of him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he got to drink more to fuel back up. You know what I'm saying?
You got to fuel back. Right.
I think, man. You know what I mean? Like if you say something crazy, the liquor running out of him. I don't care what he drank, what proof it was. That shit ain't gonna affect him if you say something crazy. You know what I mean? If you think it's crazy, that's it. You know.
That's it.
Oh boy.
That's it.
Stop.
There's Mark. There are too many. Like Sean said, man, there are too many moments out there, man. Shout out to Sean. I mean, I always celebrate my guys, and I don't think men do that enough. Celebrate and give each other props. But Sean recognized we needed to reset and things like that. So we all put our heads together, came up with themes and new things for Act 2. And this is why you're getting all the hot shit that you've been getting this last month. I mean, I'm just calling it what it is because but we love what we. I mean, it's just we love what we do. We appreciate.
Sean didn't do this shit by his damn self.
Here you go. The liquor running. Here you go.
Let me get my flowers.
I was gonna. Hey, Merv, I was gonna celebrate everybody, but you done fucked that up now.
My bad. Hey, I had a G Money moment. My bad.
You built this shit by yourself. But we put our heads together, man, and we came back with some hot fire, man. And I have to say, man, y'all don't know how much fun. I mean, we love doing this shit, man. Y'all don't know how much fun this shit is. It's not like I think at the tail end of the first act, it became like work, but the shit is just so much fun now. We enjoy this shit. We look forward to it, and we appreciate y'all tuning into us. Merv with the oh my god, yo, hey man, hey man, OTT made me lose my fucking train of thought, man. Somebody take over, man. I'll come back to me.
Listen, Merv had a ghost.
What's your moment, Merv?
Huh? Merv had a ghost moment.
What's your moment for the show, man? Like what was
your
favorite moment?
Listen. I don't have no one goddamn moment, man.
Well, I mean, you got a few?
Huh?
You got a few?
No, I don't know what the fuck you call my shit, but okay. I like the intros. For some reason, man, it's like every fucking intro is just fucking hilarious, man. Every intro of every goddamn show, majority of times, I'm laughing at y'all motherfuckers. I just really enjoyed the goddamn intro. Some shit that's stand out. Every week, Mark come in and tell us about a famous person that he know in Philly, but we still ain't got one famous motherfucker on this show yet. That's why I know
it's coming. Beans is gonna be on this bitch in 2021. I'm speaking in existence.
Hey, yo, hey,
Go to
now,
my gram, yo. Go to
hey,
my
Mark
gram.
just
Yo.
said today, yo, I used to tell Kobe, blah blah blah. Now we just find out this nigga used to have conversation with Kobe and shit. Every fucking week we find out a new famous person in Philly that Mark knows, but yet we ain't got a famous motherfucker on here yet. So that's when this thing I went on with Mark. But Sean asked, he's a very condescending, narcissistic motherfucker on here that every chance he gets, he takes the opportunity to damn throw shade at every one of the other guys in the last 5 minutes when he's ending the goddamn show. That's what that stands out to me with that nigga.
No, Sean won't allow that. Sean won't allow that.
I was giving y'all flowers.
I was reading Becky comment. I was like, Sean won't allow that. Sean won't allow that at all.
Sean might not allow that. And then seeing Stacks, excuse me, that's that liquor.
Yeah,
oh shit, that was excuse me. Then seeing Stacks goddamn be on here where when he first came with this motherfucker, he was all business and he had to get acclimated and he wanted everything scripted. He had a whole fucking notepad written every fucking show. And he was like, hold up, y'all, hold up. I got Stacks. In 1985.
Right.
Man, fuck. Right. Hey man, fuck you. How about that?
Hey, until now he done let loose and cool and shit now. So that's what stand up me the most, different shit between y'all motherfucking characters. Oh, and Dre, just because this motherfucker don't think you're gonna get left out. And Dre being, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm telling you right now, when you say he's the most sensitive on here, that's a motherfucking lie. He's probably the damn least sensitive on this motherfucker, and he's ready to debate and pull out the contrarian every fucking show. Like when a nigga tell you the greatest female rapper is Mia X, then you know that nigga is different. All right. So that what stands out with that nigga because, and listen, if the three of us, if the four of us say, yo, it's raining outside, that nigga be like, nah, nigga, the sun just ain't up. What?
Yeah. He can't help himself.
So that's what stands out to me with my guys and my niggas throughout this whole fucking year for the fucking podcast, the guys.
Real quick, Sean, and Mark will tell y'all, man, especially when we doing Mervin Stack show. Before we come on now, people back home know that me and Merv, we're best friends since middle school. But before the show, and Mark will tell you would not know, man. We be backstage about to start the show. We be fucking cursing each other the fuck out, like we don't even like each other. They be like, man, yo, fuck you, hey, what's going on, man? We guys, man. We're about to do this.
Yo, I've seen it. Yo, I remember that night, y'all. You guys were like going at it. I had to hop on, like, yo, y'all good? Yo, remember? I was like, yo, y'all good?
Yeah.
Yo, that's like 1 minute to go live, man. Y'all went live. Yo, it's your fellas and your guys. Yo, it's Marcus, man. Like, yo, what just happened? Like, this is like snapped on. Like, what just happened?
We real professional.
I'm gonna say like this. And Sean, listen, backstage of the Mervin Stacks show, you would love it, especially like when it's Stacks and Tina B. You know what I mean? They like, oh, with Tariq bitch ass, right? I'm like, Sean would love this content right now. He would love this content right now. Because they be cussing out Tariq for about a good 5 minutes, and then we start, and then we get objective after that. But backstage, you know what I mean? It's Tariq bitch ass, that bitch ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, so next one, you got to come backstage just for the backstage part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to, man, but I was like, yo, these guys are crazy, man. I need to fall back a little bit, man. They're making me nervous. These guys are making me nervous, man. So I just wait until y'all get on, then I hop in after that. But yeah, we had some great moments. I can't leave out the fact, though, like, honestly, like, the fact that how we was able to get Tina B on, you know what I mean? Tina B was almost like an accident because that was the same night I was just messing with the algorithms on YouTube and Facebook Live at the same time. And I was like, yo, I seen this old girl, Tina B. She was commenting. I'm like, I'm trying to pull her in, and I had to pull her from YouTube and Facebook. It was an accident. I really don't know what I was doing. I just started clicking on all kind of random shit, and I dropped my phone. And it was like, yeah, I was just like, yeah, I mean, I'm not a techie guy, so I was just like doing this. My phone dropped, and if you guys recall, I went black. And that's when Tina B actually popped up on the screen. And I was like, yo, how'd she get on the screen? And I was like, yo, and I took her off. And I took her off real quick. And I messaged her later on and said, yo, I apologize. Yo, my name is Sean with the guys. And just start chopping up from there. So hindsight being 2020, it was like one of those things where it was like destined. It was like destined to happen because it was literally an accident, like a literal accident. But it worked out to be something that was really big. We chopped it up. I said, yo, you know a lot of shit about power. What do you think about the show? And she became like one of our like really loyalist fans because in the beginning, it was Tina and it was a couple of others that I actually pulled over that same night by accident. And Tina was the mainstay. And we was like, yo, we can really do some things with Tina. And that was really dope, man. And then Becca came on board. And I gotta give a shout out to Becca because Becca was like, for real.
Rider.
Becca was a rider, you know what I mean? Like even from the beginning when we start trying to figure our way, because you guys remember, if you guys recall, we were all at the end, we would do like the recap at the end of the show. We'd be like, man, that show wasn't just something was wrong. I don't think nobody really wanted to say it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, how do you feel? You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those things where we got into a groove and just having people like Becca in your corner, that's saying, yo, you guys did a good job. It makes you feel good inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, somebody's digging us. And then even to have Tina, again, I don't want to call Tina an accident anymore because I think was destined shall be. You know what I'm saying? And for her now to be a part of the family, Becca be part of the family. Now we got TT, we got others that are rocking with us, from day one or act two, if you will. I think that's dope, man. I think that's dope, man. We got others that's coming on board. I mean, I think that's dope within itself. So yeah, gotta salute those ladies, man, and give them their flowers for rocking with us as well. For real. And definitely, even to my whiz, man. My whiz be watching y'all dudes more than
shout out to Ingrid, babe.
Yeah, definitely.
For real. Like she watching y'all more than she watching me. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like you cheating right now. Like that's you know what I'm saying? I'm downstairs watching the show. She upstairs watching the show. I go upstairs to go, to see what's going on with her. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you cheating. Like, you don't supposed to do that. Like, we watch this together, right? You know what I mean? But she fucks with Merv. She know Merv. She loved Merv. She was the one that told me to get Merv over a year ago when I was thinking about this shit. And I hit Merv in the text message, yo nigga, yo, be ready. And he said, say no more. You know what I mean? He didn't know what I was talking about. He was just like, I got you. And that was it. You know what I mean? So that's all love too. I had to throw that out there. So yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what, like one thing, and I appreciate Tina, I appreciate you for this, because like when we come to the end of the show, like the Mervin Stack show, and we're talking power, right? She actually, like we'll detail what goes on next episode in the preview, like some of the people do. So I mean, shoot, now I'm starting to dissect the preview too. Wait a minute, hold up. I mean, Tina ain't gonna get all this shit, and I don't know what the fuck she talking about. Like, no, I got to go back and watch this damn preview. So she be on her shit, and it kind of elevates you to be on your shit. So thank you, Tina, for kind of helping us elevate, in the power structure. You know what I mean? We appreciate that.
Except when she don't do her fucking homework.
Hey, but it wouldn't be no Mervin Stack show without you and without Mark, because a lot of people don't know that originally it was just going to be me and Merv, hence the name of the show, the Mervin Stack Show, Reviewing Power. Mark jumped on because he's such a Power fan, and it just clicked. And when we brought Tina,
confession, right? So it was like me. Yeah. Mervin Stack Show, and then me and Stacks, we discussed what we're gonna do. We discussed the formula. We discussed how we're gonna interact, the questions and everything, the format. We did all that shit. Then the show started at 7. At like 6:45, we on there. And all of a sudden I see Mark pop up. And it was like by the time Mark popped up, it's like 6:55. I'm like, yo, what you doing? It was like, yeah, I'm I like, yo, but we in discussion with you. You like, yo, don't worry, man. But I got it. Yo, I won't go to floor. Yo, I'm thinking to myself like, yo, this nigga fucked this damn show up.
Hey yo, Merv. No, it was like this. Merv was like, hey, no, I'm gonna do it justice. Merv was like, hey Mark, what you doing there? And Mark was like, yo, power, man, power ball. I watch Power, and the shit was fucking seamless. It was awesome. It was awesome. We jibed, and Tina B was just she just connect four. Like game Connect 4. It just brought it all the fucking together, man. It really did.
At that time, I was pleasantly wrong because the flow was real good. And then Mark, I think what really sold my ass, Mark brought up a fucking detail from the last season of the original Power that connected this. I think it was the second. I think it was in the first episode. It was Keisha. When Keisha got killed, he brought up the song.
Yep.
Background.
And we were like, oh shit.
Hey, I'm like, oh shit. Okay, this nigga's an asset.
I was like, yeah. Yo, the crazy thing about that, fam, because I knew Merv wouldn't have jobs with it if we would have talked about it in the beginning. Because we were still trying to figure out. Mark was trying to figure out his lane, like where he was gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, do we do a show with Mark and Nate at the time? Do a Philly joint? We didn't know where we were gonna go. So when Mark hit me up, Mark like, yo, I can do the Power thing. I said, I can't tell Merv this because this nigga, like, I know how Merv is. I know y'all. Mark don't know Merv like I know Merv, and Stacks know Merv. So I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Mark was in the backstage. I had to. No one knew what's going on.
Hey, I was on the.
Mark on, and I hopped out. Yo,
but to be perfectly honest with you, Mark, Tina B, it's a Mervis actual, but that shit would not be the same without y'all, and we appreciate. I mean, I'm trying to tell you, man. It's been a fucking pleasure. It's been a shit working with y'all, man. It really has been. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, man. Shoot. I would say like this. It's cool because it's like, yo, like I'm like, I watch the show like again, just to see what I missed, right? You know what I'm saying? And without the show, I don't think I would have did that. It's just been like, yo, all right, show over. You know what I mean? And then I'll wait till the next one next week. But then you kind of want to detail it, you know what I'm saying, a little bit to see like, yo, how it happened, what happened, foreshadowing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when she came on, she made us step our game up more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right. With foreshadowing and kind of detailing and things like that. So I just appreciate, you know what I'm saying, all of y'all, man, because I'm just like, we're all big fans of the show. And, you know what I'm saying, and we appreciate that it's going to be like a series beyond that. Raising Cain is coming out. Tommy series coming out.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
Just like it's a lot coming forward. Yeah, I mean, and Tariq series got renewed for another season. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens with that too, man. So it's just a lot of fun, man. Just with all of y'all, man, and just kind of talking about the show and hearing everybody's take, man. So I'm like, I just enjoyed that, man. Definitely.
Absolutely. So let's shift gears real quick, fellas. I know Dre and I, we did the hip hop corner on Monday night, and we kind of went through some of the hip hop moments. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on like what was your album of 2020? What was maybe albums of 2020 that you rocking with right now?
Mine is
oh, go ahead, Merv. My bad.
Y'all made me start talking first, though. Y'all motherfuckers.
My bad.
Everybody talking about
my bad, Merv. My bad. Go ahead, Merv. Do your thing.
I got three. Is in the beginning of the year was goddamn Jada, with Ignatius. When that shit dropped, that's all I was listening to. Like that was on repeat And
Okay.
then after that, the next album that it took a while, but next album that I had on repeat was fucking Benny the Butcher. So
Okay.
those my two albums that I could put and let this shit play. And just like
Okay.
if I'm going to work out, if I'm going to cut grass, I'm going to do something where I can listen to music. I just those two albums from the drop this year that I could put on and then and just and let that shit ride out. Now I will say this on on the strength of Sean, I was making a trip, a long drive and shit, and I was like, "Yo, what's?" We had got through talking about some personal shit. I was like, "Yo," I was like, "Y'all, I need an album to listen to on the drive." And he was like, "Yo, listen to King's Disease by Nas." I checked the shit out on the drive, because when I the first time I listened to it, I was like, "Eh," and it was like, "Yo, just listen to it again." Just after we had talk and shit. So on the second and the third listen, I really started digging the King's Disease Nas album after multiple listens. So that's the third album is Jada Benny. Well, Benny first because I like Benny better. Benny, Jada, and then Nas. Are the three albums this year that I was really was feeling and vibing and listening to this year.
Can
Word.
I go? Can I go
Word.
next, Mark?
Go ahead.
And I'm be real quick. You probably gonna be more detailed than me, but I'm a once again, I'm gonna celebrate my guys. Sean and I've been sleeping on hip hop. I really have. The homie Sean and Dre, um, put me on to Griselda. So once they put me on, I went back and listened to the album that they came out with. I think it was last year when they came out with the
Yep.
what would Sheen do?
Yep.
And I just went back and started. I listened to West Side Gun's album. A couple. It seemed like he had a bunch of them that came out. But as far as I have four for 2020, and me and Sean give each other a bunch of shit without Jay-Z and Nas battle.
Yeah.
But King's Disease is one of those albums. I never want to give you that and admit that King's Disease was a really good album for this year. The next one would be Conway, King to a God.
Yep.
God to a King. Am I saying that right? Well, Conway's album. Conway, even though I like and Benny the Butcher, obviously, is that's my favorite. That's my favorite album of the year. And Freddie Gibbs is Alfredo. I think that did come out in 2020, right?
But
It
if it
did.
came out,
Freddie Gibbs came out.
yeah, if that was
It
the
came
end of
out like
the
mid.
you could count it.
But what I would like to say, even though Benny the Butcher is my favorite album, Conway is the lyricist of the year in my opinion.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. I went back and listened to this a lot of this dude's shit, and I think we might have talked about it before. I think these guys are close to our age bracket, and they make you feel like they're rapping back in 1994 when
Facts.
you had Who and all that shit going on. So yeah,
Yeah.
so Conway, Benny the Butcher, Nas, and Freddie Gibbs. That's my four.
Indeed. Indeed. How about you, Mark?
Man, shoot, my favorite album was Young Dolph, Rich Slave. That was my album right there. That shit just went hard as nails. All the beats were hard ass bass lines. I mean, that's just what I like, man. Them 808s and all that shit, like and that shit not. So,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I just fuck with that. Let me interject real quick before I give my other albums, man. Shout to the female MCs this year. I mean, they dominated the airwaves. I'm just like, man, Meg Thee Stallion might have had like 8 records in rotation. Sweetie, Doja Cat, Rhapsody. I mean, for had a couple in there. You know what I'm
Rhapsody
saying?
had a top good album. Yeah. Early
I
this
mean,
year. Yep.
City Girls. I'm like,
Yep.
yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, they
LTT.
all over the place, man. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and the thing is, with the ladies though, one thing I give them credit for,
City Girls is hot. They
yo,
hot.
the production was insane. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the production for those ladies, and let me shout out Cardi and Nicki because they found a way to get in their lane too. And then we got WAP and we got Nicki on the remix with the Bossada Baby and all of that. You know what I mean? For a whole lot of choppers. So I'm just like, yo, salute to the females. They did their thing. They had all the beats. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They wrote them beats well, so I give them that. So you know what I mean? Let me get that in there. But like I said, Young Dolph, my favorite album. My second favorite album, Lil Baby, My Turn. One thing about Lil Baby, I'll say like this, right? I kind of, you know what I mean? Not that the rap styles are the same, but the way that they come up and got to be better lyricists, I liken it to Styles P. I remember how Styles P started off and where he got to. You know what I'm saying? And I remember hearing Lil Baby on this track, and this had to be like 3 years ago, and this is before the Drake record. You know what I mean? That he did with Drake or whatever. And I'm just like, he's okay, right? But then as them couple years went on, I'm like, this guy practiced his craft and he got better. And I'm just like, man, whatever you're doing, you want to practice it and get better. And I think he took it
Right.
serious. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, shout to him. And one more thing, you know what I mean? My favorite song right now that I play right now, this little boy named CJ, the song's called Wookie, right? That shit go hard as shit. I love that fucking record. You know what I mean? For real. So thanks to
Yeah.
my nephews for pointing that out. It's always cool, you know what I mean, to talk to the youngins and the youngins put you on something. You just like, oh shit, I like this
Yeah.
shit. So you know what I'm saying? And
Indeed.
I'm saying like this for our era, I'm gonna say like this. Listen, I love Busta's album, but you know what? I thought Nas, you know what I mean, was a little bit better, and here's why. I think Nas, I love how he reaches to the new school. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To kind of, you know what I mean, vibe with those guys. So I mean, you had him with Don Tolliver. You know what I'm saying?
His,
I
his
forgot
album,
the
his
dude's
album
name.
was extremely black.
Yeah, you know what I'm
It was.
saying?
It
Man, he
was
had it.
five
He had
Really
it.
year old
black.
foreign.
Yeah, 5 Year Farm, ASAP Rock, you know what I mean, for did another little remix with him somewhere. So I'm just like, yo,
Yeah.
like I love when, you know what I mean, for our generation kind of reaches back because these guys, you know what I mean, came up and those were, you know what I mean, for their rap heroes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When they were little
Right.
kids or whatever. So you love when you see them reach back. And I think Nas, he's one of the best at really reaching back, you know what I mean, to that next generation and pulling them in
Word.
and getting dropping some gems on them. You know what I mean? For them, you know what I mean, to get better and go forward, man. So salute the Nas for that, man. I appreciate that.
Indeed. I mean, you guys, everything y'all said that y'all picked is what I picked as well. You know, of course, King's Disease was up there for me. Buster really impressed me with his outing. Benny the Butcher, Conway, all those guys, man. The whole Griselda movement in 2020 to me was really good. I was disappointed. My disappointment, I would go a different route. My disappointing albums, honestly, I know Merv, you're gonna disagree, but I was disappointed in that Jada album. I listened to it the first couple of days, and I haven't listened to it since then, since it came out. I'm be honest with you. I was more disappointed in the Locks album. I thought the Locks album was not good at all. Like honestly,
Yeah,
I think
I, I
I heard
agree.
that one hurt me. That one hurt me because you
I
waited
was
so long
disappointed.
for. It was disappointing. You wait so long for a Locks album, a legitimate Lux album, and you get what they sent, what they gave you, and it wasn't that good, man. I listened to it the first couple of days. I tried to vibe to it, couldn't play it again after that. I'll be honest with you. My sleeper.
Sean,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
really quick, I don't think it helped the Locks either that Griselda is just running shit right now.
I
I don't
know
think it helped
because
them.
That Griselda got nothing to do with it. No, that Lux album, Griselda could have been trash right now, and that Lux album was still trash. And I'm a big
it
Lux
was.
fan, and like
Mhm.
Damn, that
I was
says a lot
so
coming from you.
fucking disappointed, man. It was
That's
just
a lot.
the shit was trash.
Yeah.
It was. It really was.
Yeah, and you know what? I tried to make myself like, yo, maybe I'm just
Me
not,
too.
maybe I'm just not giving it a
Yeah.
chance. So
Yeah,
Right. Right. Right.
I
Right.
force fed myself to listen to that
Right.
motherfucker like 5 straight times. I'm like,
Me
like,
too,
this
man.
can't be
damn,
right.
it's
This can't be
still
it.
no,
Yeah.
it's
It,
still
it,
a fucking
I'm
no.
trying to tell you,
Shit.
It wasn't.
it's
It wasn't
it's
knocking
kind
you,
of
man.
it's kind of like when you like listening to that Locks album, it's kind of like rooting for your favorite team, right? And the guy,
Yeah.
he's just not getting it done, and you want to have
Yeah.
nice shit to say about him,
I
but you really
know.
have nice shit to
I
say about
know.
him. And so
That's.
that's kind of how
I
that Locks
know.
album hit me. I'm just like, man,
Like,
you know
why
what I'm
you
saying?
do this, guys?
Like
Right.
I was
Right.
really like I really tried to give it a chance, and it's just, I mean, well, I can't do anymore. I just
It
can't.
was. It was a
Well,
tough pill to swallow. Yeah.
Yeah,
real,
yeah. I
real
mean,
quick.
But hey, Sean, like I gave King's Disease a second chance. I need you to do me a favor, and we're not doing anything. Maybe clean up around the house. Throw the Jadakiss on.
I'm gonna try it again, man, because I expect a lot from Jada, man. I'll try it again.
Sean, you gotta try it before the year is out. Don't wait till 2021. Try it before the year is out, man.
Yeah,
you know?
Tomorrow is
only fair.
And every black household, man, you clean up on New Year's Eve, man, before you can't have the New Year's coming in and I mean dirty. So that's the playlist tomorroon, man.
Absolutely. I started tonight. Hey, real quick, Sean. I don't want to close this out without and you'll do it more justice, but we cannot stop talking about rap as far as 2020 without giving up the Hit Boy. I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to you for that.
Yo, Hit Boy really came alive this year, man. Hit Boy has always been, one of my top producers. A lot of people don't know that Hit Boy actually produced N-Words in Paris, right? You know what I mean? So
Blanco, drug
you know what I mean?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Griselda Blanco. Yeah.
Talking about Hit Boy or Griselda Blanco?
No, Griselda, like where's Griselda?
Griselda got their name from Griselda Blanco. Yeah, that was their whole thing around Griselda Blanco.
Becky, there's documentaries on her. She is.
Please watch it. Watch it.
You gonna have your eyes will be glued. Like,
please watch it.
That's the godmama, right?
Yeah, the godmother. Yeah,
the godmother, right? Wow. Oh yeah. Yeah. She a beast.
Watch it.
She a beast.
I gotta check that out.
They actually want to make a movie with her, starring like Jennifer Lopez, somebody like that. You know what I mean?
Jennifer Lopez.
Hey, and this real life, and she real life. This ain't no fictional character. This is real life. This ain't Tony Montana. This is a real life motherfucker.
I'm gonna tell you that it's a documentary called Cocaine Cowboys. Look that up.
Yes.
On the part 2. I mean, watch those.
Yeah.
It'll kind of give you an idea how that went.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, when you could got there and call a motherfucker from the prison and say, "Look out your door right now." Go look at your door right now. You see that car? You got one more fucking time to not follow my fucking order.
Yeah.
Now back to Hit Boy, Sean.
Man.
But Hit Boy, man, Hit Boy was on a major run this year, man. Like again, him doing niggas in Paris, that was more work compared to what he was able to do this year because he was able. People wanted that Benny the Butcher album to be a album. They didn't want it to be like a mixtape type of feel. They wanted it to be a legit album because Benny is that guy from the group. Benny is like the Jadakiss of the Griselda group, and Conway is more like the Styles P. Because if you listen to Benny has that crossover appeal, and Hit Boy was able to concoction a really good album that fits Benny's character. And then he turns around. I mean, he did the Nas album, and again, me being a Nas fan, I was worried that you guys are past judgment. You know what I mean? I was like, when I first heard that Nas was in the studio with Hit Boy, I was like, oh, it's not good. Like, I was getting worried. I was like, yo, he got Ultra Black. I didn't really vibe the Ultra Black that much. I'm like, please don't do this, Nas. I got these guys on the podcast. Please don't do this. You know what I mean? And when it came out, I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, Hit Boy really dug in and really gave Nas the stems. Then he turned around and gave Big Sean a really great album as well. I mean, he cranked out 3 great projects back to back. And I think he did what Kanye set out to do a couple of years ago when he was dropping Pusha, Nas, Tiana Taylor, Cudi, and all those guys back to back. I think it was like 4-week span. He was trying to drop all those albums. I think that Hit Boy was successfully able to do that with 3 totally different artists, totally different rhyme skills, totally different set plateaus, and he was able to concoction that and put together some really great projects this year. And not only that, just some of the other joints that he was producing, not even album wise, but just some production wise, he was really on his game this year, man. So, man, salute to Hit Boy, man. He was, to me, he hands down with the producer of the year. Producer of the year, hands down. Yeah. I do want to ask you guys this though. I was watching, and I'm going to segue this into my other piece. I was watching Drink Champs, and shout out to Nori, man. Left Rack City, Corona Queens, stand the fuck up. Nori has some really good interviews over the past couple of weeks, man. Last couple of months, and he had an interview with Pharrell. His one I just watched earlier today. He did 2 weeks ago rather. And did y'all know?
Hey, hey!
Got the pin. Yo, Dre did 24 hours in the Bing. Indecent Exposure over in San Antonio, man. So thank you, yo, brother, for getting out there, man. I'm glad that lawyer was able to get that shit clear for you. Home now, baby. Now. You know what I mean? Yo, you home now.
Yeah, Dre was crashing into people the other day, so we're glad he's all right. You know what I mean?
Indecent Exposure, man, flashing people in the park. Yo, but I don't want Dre to throw us off, man. So, yo, but what I was saying, I didn't know if y'all know. In fact, this is more for you. Cause I know you have a range of music as well. I didn't know that for real. The Justified album, Justin Timberlake album, Justified. Remember that album? He wrote that album for Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson turned it down. I did not know that. Even the song Frontin', he wrote that album. He wrote that song for Prince. That was supposed to be a Prince song. But Prince was like, nah, I don't like that shit. This shit is whack. You keep it. And him and Jay hopped on it. Did any of y'all know that?
I heard that. I heard that.
That's common. That's common knowledge.
This nigga, right? I didn't know
common knowledge. If you the only motherfucker that really knew about it, and don't motherfucker trying to shine, Dre. Hey, kick this motherfucker off, man.
Yo, and he said Austin Diddy and start common knowledge. Yo, you think Murph out? Come on.
Man, I don't know about all that. But I heard it late. I heard it later though, after this song.
Yo, this dude come on here being an asshole.
You know what though? Let me ask all y'all though, you know what I'm saying, which end up being a phenomenon, you know what I mean, in the sense versus. You know what I'm saying? Like what you think about that? You know what I'm saying? Just what you think about it? I'm like, man, I thought it was good because I'm just like, yo, like I'm like when the pandemic really was kicking off, I mean, you really was in the crib. It was versus. It was like, I mean, other battles, I mean, we done our battles, right? And Tiger King. And that pretty much, I mean, dominated everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, I was happy, you know what I mean, for that it came around. And I mean, when it first came around, I ain't give a fuck who it was. You know what I mean? I just wanted to see two motherfuckers battle. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, but it was crazy though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad they were able to kind of kick that off and, you know what I mean, and do their thing, man, because I enjoy watching them.
Yo, Stacks, what was your versus battle? What was your best versus battle? One that stand out the most.
It definitely wasn't the best, but I think my favorite one was I think it was the T-Pain Little Jamba.
Oh, okay.
And the reason is because after I watched that battle, I think T-Pain and Little John was really hitting back, you know, at the beginning of the millennium, like 2000 to maybe 2010. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the best thing about these verses and that one in particular, I think we really forget about the musical genius that some of these guys are. When they start playing these songs, you're like, oh shit, they used to be my shit back in the day when I was in Germany or when I was at Fort Stewart and this, that, and the third. So that was my most favorite verses.
How about you, Murph? What was your favorite one, man?
I was like, Stacks probably took one of my favorite, but the one that I really enjoyed, because you know everybody that knows me know I'm a up top music person, so I like up north music and shit. And so when Jadakiss vs. Fab came out, like for some reason everybody was picking Fab and shit. I'm like, yo, y'all really sleep on fucking Jada. Like when I was seeing all through Facebook, it was like, yo, Fab about to kill Jada. And I was like defending Jada this whole fucking time. So it was like when the verses dropped, and like after like 8 songs in, when Jada was like all his back and this nigga was raggy, for Georgetown turning me drunk. And that nigga was ragging.
Yo, Jada was enjoying his best. He was living his best life in that verse.
His best fucking life. It was like, yo, when I saw that shit, I was like, okay, added goal in life. Get drunk and party with Jada Kiss. I saw that goddamn verse, yo. So I enjoyed watching Jada enjoy herself, but I enjoyed the lyrics. You know, it was really damn. It had some throwbacks on there from like the old school joints that I forgot what I forgot. Damn, that song was like all five of them was like shit. I think Noriega was on this one and Big Pun was on it.
Banned from TV.
Banned from TV. Like when they played that shit, yo, nigga went stupid.
Hey,
yo. So,
hey, you want to knock motherfuckers over like you was in the club Fort Stewart back in the day. You just want to fucking go on the floor and start pushing motherfuckers around when that thing on, man.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that Jadakiss versus Fab, man. It was almost like battle of the lyrics and shit.
No doubt.
I like that. How about you, Mark? What was your favorite one, man?
Man, it's a couple, man. Like, I'm gonna say like this, right? I love the Beanie Man Bounty Killer joint because I'm just like, yo, like I'm watching that, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has that like real wild homie. Like he's just wild as fuck, right?
Yeah.
This nigga, I mean, for like, so I'm watching that, but then he's like, yo, man, y'all mean for open, he like, so I got the phone going, I got the laptop going, I had to open my other laptop, right? This boy had strippers over the crib bouncing, y'all mean, to that battle. So I'm watching the battle and watching his ass, y'all mean, with these 3 strippers and shit. So I'm like, that was the goal for me. The only thing I wish I was there. You know what I mean? But I was just like, yo, because he was like, yo, come through, man. I'm just like, oh, man, I gotta work tomorrow. I can't even do that shit. And that nigga lived out already. But I wish I was there for that shit. But that shit was just so much fun actually watching like 3 screens at one time. Cause I got the phone, I got this, and I got this. So I'm like, I'm doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot of fun, man. And I'll tell you, another battle, it wasn't my favorite battle, but I loved it. You know what I'm saying? The Babyface Teddy Riley joint, right? And this is the reason I love it.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah, that's up there.
Listen, I loved it for different reasons because I didn't know Babyface was such a fucking savage. But y'all mean in that Teddy Riley, he was like sunning him right there, right?
He was sunning him.
But the line that got me when he told Teddy Riley, and he's like, Teddy Riley was like, yeah, this is how we turn up in the club. And he was just like, oh, you make your music for the club. I make my music for the bedroom. Shut him all the way down. I'm like, yo, at that moment, whatever, if ladies was in the room and both of them was in the room, they all would have left with face. I guarantee. I don't got nobody with me. Like, so savage to me. You know what I mean?
But Mark, think about that. The son, Teddy Riley. Now keep in mind, Teddy Riley was the creator of the New Jack Swing.
Yeah.
Teddy Riley was the one that bridged a lot of stuff, right? But Babyface was just in there, cool, calm. Teddy played a song. Baby was like, "Oh, that's a nice one." But I remember
he was doing shit the whole time.
Right, he was like, "Yeah, that was a nice one." But I was in the studio with Mike. He was like,
"Yo." Actually,
yo.
I think Babyface had borrowed something from Dre, so shout out to my guy Dre. But I think after Teddy played the song and Babyface was like, yeah, that's cute. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a Dre line right there. That's a Dre line right there. Y'all mean Face? Dre some credit.
That's definitely some shit he said.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Babyface hit him with the So I see you guys not social distancing too. He done hit him with the face. Hit him with the
face too. He had like 50 motherfuckers in there and he couldn't get his fucking sound right.
Yo, and then Babyface brought out the guitar. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to play this one live."
That was overkill. That was overkill.
That's a smooth motherfucker, man. Hey, that might be one of the smoothest motherfuckers on the planet, man.
Yo, Stacks, the guitar was literally like in the arm's reach. He said, with this one, I'm just going to play it live. I wrote this one for Eric Clapton. It was a Grammy. I think I'm just Let me just hit it live. Like, yo, it's just like really.
Now I think about it, he was sunning the shit out of fucking
Teddy.
out of Teddy
When
Riley,
you
man.
got that guitar out, that's the equivalent of knocking somebody out and then kicking them in the head after they knocked
Facts.
out. You know what I'm saying? That's the equivalent of that.
Facts. Right. Like he was just like, yo, I got my guitar right here. I'm just gonna play it live. I wrote this song for Eric Clapton. He won a Grammy from it. But who cares? I'm gonna play it live. Like, yo.
Yeah, since your sound is fucked up, let me just go ahead and play this song.
Right. And when he was on that solo, he's telling the audience, like, I'm just going to take y'all through a redemption of something I wrote for this person or that person while he get his stuff together. You know what I mean? Like, he just playing shit.
One of the most savage moments of the whole year.
Facts. Now, I think one that rivals, and Dre, I'm gonna kick this one to you. I think the one that rivals that savagery was with your boy Guwap, man. When he kind of went at he said smoking up Pukilo tonight. Yo,
yeah, that was brutal.
That was brutal. That was brutal. Yeah. That was one. That was a hard one, man. That was an uncomfortable one to watch, but it was pleasant. It was just uncomfortable to watch at moments, man. But that was definitely one of the best ones, in my opinion, as well.
I definitely agree, man. I'm gonna say like this, Gucci. It wasn't even so much the music; it's that he was talking so much shit.
His swagger, man.
I respected. I'm like, yo, it's like, yo, he just killed. I'm like, Gucci. Like, you don't even have to play the records. You can just tell the stories from me. You know what I'm saying? Because he was just killing them on that shit like all day.
Mark, I had my concerns because I wasn't even going to watch the battle. I was in my feelings because one of my favorite Southern artists, ThE, was taken out of it. But we was in the chat talking about it, and I told Dre and Sean, I think we all said the same sentiment. Like, dude, I'm kind of concerned right now. Like, some shit might pop off in the middle of the fucking verses because it looked like the shit was going left. But overall, it was such a good verses, and I'm so glad I was wrong about not tuning in. It was good in my opinion. It was great.
It was good. Yeah. It was really good, really good. So I'm gonna just throw like the wild card out there, man. As we get closer and closer to our end, what else stand out to you guys about 2020? Not just from music or hip hop or from entertainment, just personally, man. What stands out to you guys, man? I'm kicking to you, Merv, with a lot of hesitation.
Well, hey, so personally, one thing about 2020, I learned that man, you gotta have more. You gotta have more than one income, dog. Like so many people that was relying, they had a good job, or they had a good income, or they had their source of living just got shut down with no warning. You know what I mean? It's not like, a hurricane is coming, a natural disaster is coming, some shit is coming. It's just like, we got a pandemic. And then it's not that bad. Then all of a sudden, shut down, companies closed, 2 months at least. And if you had a job that was, if your income depended on meeting people in person, that shit fuck you up. Like, I sell insurance, life insurance. So I got to meet people in person so I can make sure they are who they are. And, I got to also look at them, make sure that the medical questions that they're answering, I can look at them and kind of tell that seem like they may be answering truthfully. But like most of the life insurance companies got shut down because they didn't want us to go see people in person. So with that being said, I was the one of the jobs. I always had multiple jobs. One of the jobs, I was working a contract job, right? So the contract job started paying us extra money per week to come to work in the pandemic. So man, I used that extra money. I started 2 other businesses. I started a lawn care business, and I started a travel agent business where no matter what's going on, motherfuckers need their grass cut. And I don't have to see you to cut your grass. I walk outside, we agree on the price, you cash at me, and I go about my business. Travel agent, same thing. I don't need to see you to book a trip. You know what I'm saying? So one thing about 2020, the average millionaire got 7 incomes. All right, so I was always trying to get 7 incomes, but 2020 showed me the urgency of why you need to have multiple incomes plus multiple aspects of how to get that income. So that's what I got from 2020 and how I pivoted in 2020 and turned lemons into lemonade in 2020 with me.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
How about you, Mark? What was your big takeaway from 2020? And what is something that you learned about yourself or what have you?
I'm gonna tell you, man. Like when this pandemic started, it's like I could cook a little bit, but when y'all had that time on my hands, you just start putting shit together because you don't really have nothing to do. Well, no sports, right? No sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you know what I mean? Wasn't too much open, you know what I'm saying? Or it's a line, you got to stand in line for the takeout. I ain't feel like doing that. So I just went to the store, grabbed a bunch of shit, and then just start, you know what I mean, for real cooking it up. Cause I'm
Right.
just like, yo, listen, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm like, I couldn't even believe I was really doing this shit and doing it well, right? You know what I'm saying? Because one thing when you taste your own shit, you just like, even if it's great, like, you know what I'm saying? You just like, okay, it's my own shit. But when your other motherfuckers just like, yo, this shit good, motherfucker. What you put in this, right? You know, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean, for kind of like what Merv said, you know what I'm saying? I make my own barbecue sauce now, man. So, I sell that shit on the side. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be wanting sauce, baby. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
man.
I was just like, man, but being
Sauce
able,
bull.
yeah, but the thing is though, it's like I like to be honest, this is what I wanted to do when it started the pandemic. I was like, yo, if it's 30 days in a month, right? I want to be able to make 30 different dishes. So every day I want to eat something
Damn.
new. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, Mark.
Uh, yeah, so I'm just like, I ain't at 30. I'm like, man, I'll try to get to 30 by the end of the year, like perfected. You know what I'm saying? I'm like in the middle. I'm like at 15, but I'm gonna I'm gonna do all 30 by 2021. And I cooked my first Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I mean? For I
Wow.
can't believe I had to do that, and that was thrown on me last minute. You know what I mean? 'Cause I thought
Right,
me and my
right,
sisters and all that, we was gonna hang out and all that. But then, Jersey, you know what I mean, had them crazy ass restrictions, and my sister a little paranoid with COVID shit, and I get it. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, mom, it's me, you know what I mean, my brother Mo, you know what I mean, for real, my nephew, my nephew, and my niece, and my other niece, right? So it was just us,
right.
man. I did it all myself though. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that was crazy, man. But I'm like, for Thanksgiving, I had 15 different dishes out there. So can't nobody tell me shit. I was
Yo,
like,
Tina,
man, we ran
Yeah.
Tina,
through that
you
food.
hear that, right?
Good.
Tina, you hear that, right? You hear that, Tina?
You know?
You hear that, Tina?
She already asking.
Yes,
She already
I,
asking, bruh.
I do now.
Yeah.
I do now. You
There
know what I'm
you
saying?
go. Yo, Mark. No, Merv. What Marcus said. Hey, the secret to my salmon is I put rosemary. Like, no, that's Mark. That's Mark. The secret to my salmon is I put... Yo, that's Mark. Yo, Mark out here capping. Yo, Mark out here capping, man. Mark be making
Yeah,
finger sandwiches and shit, man.
yeah,
Yo,
yo. I'm nice, boy. I know how to fuck with that
yo.
flour and everything. I'm nice, boy.
Okay.
How about you, Stacks? What was your biggest thing for 2020, man?
Well, I'm gonna start off by saying this. Merv is absolutely correct about having multiple streams of income. As far as my job, I ended up getting furloughed when the pandemic for like 3 months. I think I got furloughed, but fortunately, retired military, so I was straight.
Who?
But I just wanted to point out that is a don't do that. That was an excellent
Hey, I'm
that was
sorry,
an
Stacks.
excellent
I'm
take,
sorry.
Merv.
Stacks, I'm sorry. I haven't said much. I've been chilling. I got some shit going on. But Sean, you're gonna chill with the disrespect on live TV, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You got
Like,
if you look on the screen, you got two fucking real hardcore combat veterans to your left and your right.
motherfucker,
Be advised.
remember when he told us he deployed to Japan? That was his deployment to Japan. The fuck, bruh, chill with the disrespect. All right, carry on, Stacks. My bad, bro.
All right.
My bad.
So my takeaway from 2020 is connections.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is simply because before this pandemic, You got people out there that are loners, that really don't have nobody that they fuck with like that, and they're probably reclusive, and they really don't fuck with their family like that. Now, fortunately, and Beck will tell you, we have a very strong family unit, and I have a lot of friends and shit as well. I think you can never get enough connections. Case in point, you guys came in as a visitor. A couple y'all keep saying I weaseled my way in, but I think you can never have. I think you can never have enough people to talk to, and especially in a year like this, you can be that hardcore motherfucker to be a loner and this, that, and the third, but you need human connection. I think everybody needs some type of human connection, and thank God for technology that we were able to accomplish human connection via verses, via podcasts, via everything that we've done this year. And it's vital to mental health, and that's my thing. It's just connections and connecting with people.
How about you, Dre? I know you had like a lot of stuff going on this year, man. You were like a roller coaster ride, man. Hey, y'all remember when that podcast shitted on Dre? I remember that. That shit was great. But Dre,
wow,
that podcast shitting all over you, man.
Yo, hold on. Yo, that what we doing?
Yo, I mean, because that was a highlight for me for 2020, man. That was one of my highlights. Yo, those niggas straight shit on Dre. Yo,
hey, man. Hey, Dre, curse this motherfucker out, man.
I'm done. Listen, I'm leaving negativity in 2020, man. So I'm done.
Yo,
Somebody
Jay was like, I'm shitting on niggas.
Somebody play some doo-wop real quick so Drake can get gangster.
I'm gonna go the road of stacks, and I'm gonna say connection, man. So we've actually connected with Rebecca and Tina, and Rebecca actually called me, and she was like, "Yo, I really want to thank you for taking Stacks in because I can see the change in him." Apparently she was worried about you or some shit. I don't know.
What the fuck is going on?
But so I appreciate the connection now, and then real talk, man. I'm not like everybody, man. 2020 has actually been pretty good for me, man. I've had a pretty good year. There's been some ups, there's been some downs. Like I said on the Hip Hop Corner, my mom, she was going through a situation. She's through phase 1, so that is a up. The other. The up, I found me a nice little young lady that I'm kicking it with. That's my lady. So that's another up. I don't have too many downs, man. The only other down I got is, man, somebody rear-ended me and they didn't have insurance. So I've been dealing with that shit all day. So, but other than that, man, I've been doing pretty good, man. Denver was dope while I was there. I'm going back in August. And that's where I'm going to probably finish out my life is in Denver. So everything is on the up and up for Dre, man. I'm chilling.
But do you think, how do you rank that podcast shitting on you and you getting rear-ended? Which one, like, which is number 1, which is number 2?
I'm gonna say the podcast shitting on me, man, because I was offended because, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it out there. Like I'm like a stand-up dude, you know what I'm saying? Like I do right, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. So it was a little shorty, and I was telling her, like, nah, I ain't feeling you, I ain't fucking with you no more. So she went on her podcast and started shitting on me. You know what I'm saying? And so on the podcast, she shitting on me. It's people on there talking about, yo, that nigga might be gay and shit like that. Like, whoa, what the fuck? I ain't got nothing against gay people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all thing. I'm just saying that just ain't Dre Lane. So, she's shitting on me, calling me gay. You got people in there calling me gay and shit. Then you got motherfuckers talking about I'm biting off of them. Bitch, you started the podcast because you was watching my show. Like, let's be honest.
Hey, Alexa, play Hit 'Em Up.
So,
honey, Shorty want me to shit on her. What you mean?
Oh,
I'll
fuck,
shoot you like
man.
I might hit that and don't call you no more.
let him
No,
go.
you want me to cock over and shit on her stomach. So you not wipe the shit off.
Yo,
Hey, yo, continue. Hey, get him. Go, Dre.
nah,
Go.
I ain't getting nobody. I'm just putting it out. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Then I got another punk ass podcast. You know, they sitting here, them motherfuckers said verbatim exactly what I said. Fucking Batum. But the problem is, this is a big dude. I'm gonna go ahead and put your name out there too, Mr. Torre from Shade 45. Nah, I'm gonna do that shit too. Torre, Shade 45. That motherfucker said every fucking thing that I had to say talking about a music review. Then on top of just saying everything that I had to say, the motherfucker come back and was like, yo, we gonna start doing a retro review. Whoa. I came up with the retro review. Now I'm shooting shots, baby. Let's go. So I'm just saying, like, all right, the views ain't there, but I'm gonna tell you something. The creative juices are always there. You know what I'm saying? And so since the creative juices are there, I got shouts to my homegirl Tina. Shouts to my homegirl Becca. They coming to you live soon, very soon. Shouts to the homegirl Sheba. She coming to you live soon, very soon. Listen, man, this is not a fucking game.
Come on.
It's not.
Nah, fuck that. Let him go.
It's not.
Nah, let him go.
It's not. Nah, let him go.
Nah, let him go. You started this shit, Sean. Let it go.
I know. I want to throw some
Yo, my 4-4 makes so all y'all boys don't grow.
gasoline out there because there is another fuckboy podcast out there. We did the City series. Guess who else is doing the City series? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Now it's all of a sudden people got City series that starts. And so I know y'all be like, oh, y'all just tripping. Nah, the City series that they doing, it starts Friday night. So I'm just keeping, I'm just saying. Like,
that's how
I'm
you do it?
innovative. I know I'm innovative. And so yeah, fuck you to the He Said, She Said podcast. Fuck you to Torre podcast. And fuck you to that other podcast that's doing the City series. And fuck anybody who don't like it. Let's go. What's happening? 2021 is my year, baby.
Whoa.
Yeah, right. Imitation is the best form of bitch assness.
Listen, that's my job, man, and I'm with all beef. I don't give a fuck what it is, you know what I mean? Shit,
Whoa. Yo, we're not thugs. The guys,
I'm not a thug, but I know thugs. I'm not a thug, but I know thugs. And Mark know a whole lot of thugs. So I'm just saying, man,
Mark know all of them.
All I'm saying though is, listen. All I'm saying is, don't
you nobody. You's a punk.
Yo, positive energy.
No, we gotta get. So that's the thing. Listen, we gotta get all of the negative energy out, and we gotta do that right now because, like I said, man,
get that
rolling in
we
2021,
moving,
right?
Man. Yeah, we moving in 2021, man.
Wow.
Listen, the guys got big moves. Listen, there's some big things that we're popping off with behind the scenes right now. I'm gonna put it in the air again. I know the homie, he already reached out and said that he's trying to work on getting Sue Surf on with us. That is my absolute favorite battle rapper. We got hopefully we can get the Mr. Rolling Shoulders himself, DJ Frosty on. We working, man. We trying to get what's my boy name? Damn, that's not good. He see this shit, he gonna be like, man, fuck y'all show. From that did the cuts with little brother, man, from Charlotte. I forget his name, but we trying to get him on, man. We trying to make some moves. And then there's something that's very, very big that we're trying to do. I talk a lot of shit, but it's all fun and games. These my homies, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I rocks with them. I know that they rock with me. We might cuss each other out. We might say fuck you.
I'm nervous.
But it's between us. You know what I'm saying? I say fuck you, Sean, every podcast. I'm gonna say it now. Fuck you, Sean.
It's well deserved.
I don't always mean it. Like, I mean it 90% of the time, but 10% of the time, Sean is really a good dude, man. So
this is the most sensitive guy. Remember that he's the most sensitive.
Right. I'm the most sensitive.
Yo, y'all gotta understand. On Christmas Day, Dre wished all our families Merry Christmas, but not us. So I'm like,
Yo, who the fuck does that? Who does that, yo?
What are y'all talking about?
What?
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
You did
what are y'all talking about?
This dude was like, I wish all you families Merry Christmas, but not you guys. Like,
But
whoa, what?
but none of you bitch ass motherfuckers. I'm like, whoa, well, thanks. Shit, what the fuck you want me to say? How do I respond to that?
I'm like,
Yo, now
man,
you got Tina out here like asking who want what. Like, let's
yeah,
relax a little bit. Let's take it a step back. Like,
yeah.
relax.
I mean, that's why I rock with Team Bean. That's why I
Relax.
rock with her. You know what I mean?
Look at
She
Mark, man.
might stab somebody. She might
You got Becky out there ready to fire on somebody too. God damn.
Yo, relax.
I'm
Real
with
quick.
that knife work. I'm with that knife work.
Yo, in our party and go around, because again, fellas, tonight was a great pod. I think it was elevated with the fact that Dre was absent. But that's neither here nor there. I think that we was able to we dive into a lot of shit for 2020, man. And I feel that 2021 is gonna be major, man. We got a lot of great things going on. If it's possible, can we bring Tina and Becca on real quick as we go around the robin, man, and give our last hoorah, man, for the for 2020 and for the pod.
Hey, y'all can go ahead and bring them on. Send up the invite. I'm gonna go ahead and just kick mine out, because I do have to dip or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yay.
man. Hey, I appreciate you guys. It's been a up and down roller coaster type year with everything that's going on in the world. You guys are a breath of fresh air, with the exception of Sean, of course. Everybody brings something spectacular to the table, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. I look forward to 2021 when we can really rock out. Everybody, on here know we got some big things that we're trying to plan and put out into the universe. So hopefully, about 2 years time frame, you'll see us knocking around with Charlemagne on
1 year.
on iHeart networks and shit like that. So man, appreciate to you all. Appreciate to much love, and I'm trying to look for the words I'm looking for. But I ain't gonna say much love to y'all because there is no love there. But appreciation to you all. And then also thankful for the health of my kids, you know what I'm saying, my family. 2020 has been good, and I hope everyone has a prosperous 2021. I'm out.
Peace. Be well.
Peace.
Yo, so I don't know if we can get Tina and Becca, if y'all can hop on real quick.
Hey, I'm working on getting them on, man. I'm working on it.
All right, perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. Kick it off with you, Mark, man. What is your parting words for the show 2020, the podcast? Give us all you got, brother.
Man, first thing, I appreciate you guys, man. For having this, you know what I'm saying? I think Act 2 really picked up, you know what I'm saying? Because all our personalities kind of all came out and everything like that. And that was really cool for me, you know what I'm saying? Where I could kind of share kind of who I am, you know what I'm saying? As I told y'all, and I'll tell everybody who's listening, some stories I cannot share, you know what I mean? So that we're gonna leave that where it's at, you know what I mean? But my guys, I'm just like, man, the shit that I can share was cool. And it's just like, man, I appreciate all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? As far as 2021, we just gonna come back better, man, and we gonna have more fun, man, you know what I'm saying, with it and everything like that. And to everybody, who watches, man, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you have a prosperous 2021. Hopefully you good, the family good. Let's keep that health good. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you have in your heart or have in your mind that you can do, you can fucking do that shit, man. So just go out there, do that shit, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And you can always reach out to us, man. You know what I'm saying? If you get a little stagnant, a little complacent, you know what I'm saying? Hit us up, you know what I mean? For real, we got some, some energy for you. You know what I mean? You can feed off of and take that shit in the universe, man. So, just do your thing out there, man. Keep rocking.
Indeed. Murr, what you got for us, homie?
Man, listen. 2020 been a hell of a fucking year for the whole world, for everybody, for the United States, for black and brown people. But let me tell you this right here. If right now you looking at why is that so damn thing?
You so
okay,
easy,
but
man, keep going.
What? I may not get distracted and shit. Hey, Rebecca, you rotating. I don't know the hell going on with this shit.
Merv, don't
Motherfucker,
start.
focus.
All right, my bad. My bad. Hey, but like I said, if you can see me right now talking shit, if you can look at the podcast and you can see me and you can hear me, it's December 30th. Motherfucker, you survived 2020. Let me tell you, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, it's gonna be shirts. It's gonna be a movie about this motherfucking year. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's gonna be a fucking movie, and you're gonna be able to tell your kids that's too young to realize, or your grandkids, yo, I lived from the beginning of 2020 to the end of 2020, and I survived 2020. So you survived 2020, yo, 2021, you should be a motherfucking beast. Because you done seen a lot of the fucking lows that you can see, health wise, financial wise, in all aspects. So you survived that shit and you still standing. Give yourself a pat on the fucking back. 2021 starts in 2 days, and we're gonna make 2021 fucking game changers and life changes, and that's what you need to tell yourself. In the year, shout out to my friends, my family, the guy, the podcast. Um, Shout out to my baby girl, Logan Dees. Daddy loves you. Merry New Year. Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
That's it. It's just saying that about the guy and just it got quiet.
Hold on. What the fuck was that, Merv? What did you just do just now? What was that?
The shit,
We
he
talking
ended like the Sopranos. He ended just like the show Sopranos. That shit just
That's it.
cut off.
Just
No,
cut off.
no,
That's it.
no, nothing.
No
So-
preparatory command or anything. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So I'm gonna flip it to you, Becca. What are your words for 2020? What are your words for 2020?
First off, hey
no.
everybody.
Hey.
Y'all really crack me up. I just want to say that y'all make me laugh. Especially you, Merv. You're my fave. 2020, 2020 tested all of us. I think 2020 showed us what we can do when shit hits the fan. When we have to pivot, as the word of the podcast seems to be pivot. As we pivot to something else, it really showed us what we are capable of. And a lot of us survived more than we could have even imagined. A lot of bank accounts got swole. People got more time with their families. People found love during 2020. So my thing is just to keep on that same path. Whatever 2020 caused you to do great, keep doing it. Don't let anybody tell you that you should have started a business doing this, because if you didn't, that's all right. Don't let nobody tell you what to spend your stimulus on. If you buy crab legs or if you buy LLC, that's your business. Don't let nobody tell you what to do in regards to nothing. This pandemic has showed us that you really do have to make sure that you look out for yourself and, of course, the people that you love in your family as well. But you definitely got to make sure that you are good physically, financially, and especially mentally. And if you're not, then you will not survive anything else. If a pandemic doesn't show you that you need to make sure that you are strong enough to survive anything, nothing else will. So I just encourage everybody to just keep on the good path that you're on. And if you did nothing during this pandemic but just spend time with your family and chill, that's all right. Because so many of us have a life where we are running back and forth and doing stuff that we never get time to sit down and enjoy our family. And this pandemic made us do that. So enjoy your time, even if you did nothing during this pandemic, but chill and watch TV versus running a busy life. That's okay. Just keep doing that, and I just encourage everybody to just stay positive.
Indeed. Tina, what you got for us?
Tina B,
Hey y'all.
hey boo.
Hey.
So this pandemic was really rough for me. As far as like, surviving as far as food and stuff, I come from a Jamaican background, so it's like we already had this stuff. We didn't have to do the whole store run toilet paper and all that other stuff. So I realized that from my mother. Like, wow, like you always got to be on point. You always got to stock up. If something's on sale, get it. Stock it up or whatever. But working in a hospital was rough, and doing security. What a lot of people don't know is security actually deals with the deceased bodies. We have to put them. We're the ones that put them in the morgue. So that was really rough. And then I took a whole knee injury during that. And I also want to say, you just got to be strong. A lot of people were scared, and you can't live in fear. Live your life. Live your life. Do not let this pandemic scare you. It's scary, but do not let it scare you, because you will only cripple yourself living in fear. You can still go out. People. Can you guys still hear me?
You got you.
Now we can. Can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Uh-huh.
We can't hear you.
No.
Can't hear you.
Nope.
We can read your damn lips, but we can't hear shit.
Do sign language.
Yo.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, I mean,
Stop.
Y'all crazy, man.
Alright.
Y'all
a
cold,
couple
man.
neighborhood gang signs. That's all.
She'll come back.
Yeah.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
Stacks, what you got
Let
for
me
us,
tomorrow.
Stacks?
Cuzzo.
Oh man, man, this year started out rough, but like I keep focusing on connections, man, because that's very important. But I'd like to say a little piece regarding I think that in the midst of this pandemic and the very toxic political environment, I think we are losing our humanity, and I think we have to remember to be decent to each other, because that's one of the reasons why this nation is having so much issues with this pandemic. We typically don't come together as a nation unless it's some type of military strike or something that happens, to this nation, aka 9/11, Pearl Harbor, and things of that nature. But they say that most people say that the true character of people is shown when they're faced with adversity.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems as though right now, and that's why I have hope for 2021, but I don't think we did a very good job of dealing with adversity as a nation in 2020. Now I have hope, but we have to remember, I mean, it doesn't cost anything to be kind to each other. And people need that nowadays. People longing for it nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And just be kind. Just be kind to each other. I mean, it's too easy to do all of that.
Why are you laughing, man? Why are you laughing?
Because he's ignorant. That's why. Connection.
I'm down below eating freaking salmon and rice or some shit.
Hey, TT.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Classmate in the building, motherfucking way. I'm shouting to the mountain for my fucking classmate in this bitch right now.
Well, I had to go put my bra on because when I saw the little link, I was like, damn, I'm got my bra on.
Wow.
Oh, we
Hey, Merv, Georgetown in the building. That's how we do. That's how the fuck we do, Sean. That's how we get down. Males and females, obviously. That's how we get down. But yeah, connection and saving our humanity. Y'all have a most prosperous 2021. We go rock. Hey, we go ride this motherfucker till the wheels fall off. But that's all I got.
Yeah.
I'm glad OTT came on this motherfucker because he was about to go another 30 fucking minutes with his long.
Hey Merv.
I wanted to.
Hey Merv, fuck you.
I wanted to send a.
Yo.
um, to people who don't know, you don't die from COVID. Okay, you die from complications of COVID, meaning the blood clots or even the ventilator. Okay, so the ventilators is just recycled air. So you're recycling the air. The blood clots, usually when you are diagnosed with COVID and you're hospitalized, they don't allow you to move around the hospital. You're in your room. You're stuck in this room behind it, and they look at you through a glass. Okay, unless they're suited to enter the room. So imagine you're just laying there and you're not moving. You can't move around, which also starts blood clot, and that's so. Yes, they have a vaccine out right now, but I just need everybody to continue. Don't just use hand sanitizer, okay? Wash your hands. Keep building your immune system. Take your vitamins, build and do breathing exercises. That's the thing. That's what people die from in their lungs. So every day you get up, even if you're just sitting down, just do breathing exercises. Take deep breaths out. All that helps.
Yeah.
I am, and I'm going to share this for the first time. I am a COVID survivor.
Yay!
Okay.
Word.
Thanks for sharing that with us. That was brave.
Shit.
Symptomatic, so I didn't have symptoms, but I survived it. The only thing I did have a symptom, but I lost the sense of taste and smell. And let me tell you, okay, when you hungry and you can't taste your food, you can't smell nothing, you got to remember your routines. So when I take a shower, what do I put on after I take the shower? You got to remember how you normally smell in your head because you can't smell anything. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So that was rough for me. Like, just to know that you had an ability to do something and it got taken away, like, you're like, whoa. So I'm definitely proud of that. So, I'll just learn.
Has your taste and smell come back?
Oh, yes, it's come back, but
Okay.
it hasn't come back 100%. And that's the part that's kind of scary. Like, will it ever come back 100%? But
Ooh.
I'm okay. I'm alive. But
And I'm still alive.
people have
And
lost.
I'm still here.
I'm still.
And I'm still strong and I'm still here. And
here.
People
I'm
have
still strong. I'm still standing.
Wait a minute. You know what I mean? Your taste and smell ain't come back or sort of came back?
that, but it's not like things don't taste like they used to.
So that
Oh,
pork, so that fried pork chop with that seasoning salt don't just taste quite same.
Boy, you ignorant.
I'm like, I was thinking like, yo, I'm like,
I can't stand her.
somebody might not have to take any of the fancy schmancy.
Boy, you have.
I
You
just
know,
Merv, I love you.
Yeah.
You're just
Merv is
ridiculous.
crazy. Yo,
Don't
so
don't let it scare you, y'all. Don't let this
So-
pandemic scare you. Y'all made it. We about to go into 2021. Just keep praying, doing your breathing exercises, making sure your health is good, and you're gonna be all right.
no doubt.
indeed. So TT, since you hopped on and you were watching us and listening to us for a while, what you got for us? What you got for us?
Oh, did you make sure she don't have a mouthful yet? She might be still eating.
She was eating
No, I
good.
just dribbled when you said the pork chop and air fryer thing. But I don't, this pandemic, I've had a lot of mixed emotions about the pandemic, but what I do know is January 1st, 2020, I came into a new year expecting new things. A lot of people gets a little bent out of shape when people say new year, new me. And I was one of those people, I'm like, you say this, you basically say the same shit every year and you still look like 2016. But when I came into this year, I was like, listen, I'm going to go hard. I don't give a damn what comes my way. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to go to the top. So when I, first started hearing about the pandemic, of course, I got scared because I'm a survivor of 2 blood clots. So I know that put me in the bracket of I got to really, really watch what I do. But then, with my sister being a medical doctor, she was like, look, wash your hand, be mindful where you at, be mindful what you touch. If you start doing it to prevent something, you're going to get it. So I just operated from that same space. I mean, hell, in October, I went to Jamaica. I had a good time in the midst of a pandemic, and my biggest thing right now is that we just must live, and I posted that the other day when my 10-year-old, I was like, what should our 2021 word be? And he goes through all of 2020 like he's 42 years old, and he was like, let's just live. And that's just my biggest thing. This year taught me that no matter what comes my way, I can still keep going. You know, working a full-time job and being an entrepreneur, having all my entrepreneur stuff intact. Hell, I got one of the biggest grants. I was good. I was like, you know, everybody was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But if we think about it, people have been telling us years ago, if you're going to be a business person, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, get your LLC, get your EIN, get your accountant. And this year I was like, you know, I kind of kick out more money than what comes in, but it positioned me to keep going. So I just think that we all just have to live no matter what. We all have our own personal belief about the pandemic. You know, I have my own personal belief because I'm a biology minor and chemistry major. So everybody's going to have their own belief about something. But I think the most important thing is that we keep living. No matter what, we keep going. We just keep living. You know, I told people, I said, I had this woman tell me the other day why she couldn't do something. And she was literally telling me what she saw on Facebook about me. And I had to call her via Facebook, and I was like, look, I'm going through this. And I still was able to publish not one, but 2 books. Okay. I still was able to pivot my entrepreneur business because 90% of the time I do a lot of conferences and, you know, brunches. And then I had to figure out a creative way because we can't, you know, physically get together right now. So I said, to hell with it. I'll put this shit online and I'm going to create a damn academy. So I say all of this to say you got to keep living. You just got to learn how to pivot. You got to think from a hustler mindset. If you get $600 this week, then you flip it and you get to how much. Okay, well fuck it. Then you flip it.
This is the safe.
You flip that shit. You get you $50 worth of crab legs. If that's gonna make your ass happy, get your crab legs, get your butter and all that shit. Just use $50 of it and then take the remainder of it and flip it. Oh. So you should walk away. That's why I was telling people even earlier this year, you say what you want to say about Trump. Yeah, we know he's racist. He's all of these damn things. But Trump made sure every small business that had their damn business in order could get a damn grant. Both my LLC and 501c3 got a grant. It didn't stop us. We don't like Trump. He's racist. He's this, but it didn't stop many of us from applying for that damn PPE loan. And
I applied for that shit and bought his ass out.
I applied for it and did not vote and did not vote for his ass, period. I applied for it and did not vote for his ass, period. But I just think that we still, especially as African Americans, we still got to position ourselves to win. We don't always position ourselves to win. And then we want to blame. I tell my boys, because I don't have no girls, I tell my boys all the time, in 2020, you can't blame the white man. You can't blame this. You can't blame that. You are only responsible for yourself. And when we understand that as African Americans, that people, and I can talk, so I'm going to stop talking because shit, I can talk. I'm going to do like Merv and I'm going to just drop that shit.
Thank you. So no,
was like,
no dumb. No
hashtag town, motherfuckers. Hashtag town. Shit.
My note: never put more than 2 people on Georgetown at the same time.
You're right, motherfucker. You're right.
It's the water. It's the water.
Hey, just wait.
Hey, yo, Sean. It's Sean, and Becky is Brooklyn born and bred, but she Georgetown by association, motherfucker. Shit.
My dad, a Georgetown man, raised me, so yeah.
All day long.
That's already a problem. You said Brooklyn, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Brooklyn stand up, right?
Chill, Mark. Chill. Leave that in 2020.
Mark be capping.
Don't do that. Brooklyn, stand up.
All the Gucci came out. Yo, I'm nervous right now because I'm surrounded by Geechee, man. I'm starting to feel like I'm feeling nauseated right now.
Don't be.
But yo,
Wow, that's what we do it.
Well, go ahead and vomit on yourself, nigga.
my bad, man.
What you do?
That was uncalled for, Merv. That was very
Wow,
nasty.
Merv.
Very
Oh my
nasty,
God.
Merv.
Oh my
No, but
God.
in my closing, I want to first say shout out to Zingo TV, Blackjack Channel 199, Mile High Radio. Thank you for the support this year. Facebook Live, YouTube, all of us, anyone that was rocking with us since inception. Shout out to all of you out there who's been with us. I want to give a shout out to the guys. I don't think people who doesn't know a lot about what we have done here, how this whole thing came together. A lot of this shit was just by happenstance and by accident, to be quite honest. None of us really know each other like that per se. I know Merv. I knew Merv for years now. Merv has become a really good friend of mine. And Merv and Stacks are really tight. Georgetown Heritage, they all come together in the pack in one bundle package. So we kind of like
Yeah,
inherit
stand up.
we kind of inherited Stacks through Merv. The crazy thing about this, like no one really, y'all might not believe it or not, but I'm an introvert. You know what I mean? So this shit right here makes me uncomfortable. It's a lot of energy I have to put in to get on live and talk. I'm very private. I'm not on Facebook really heavy. Merv got on me for not having a lot of Facebook friends because I don't accept friend requests. I keep it to myself. You know what I mean? And that's how I've always been. Dre and I, we met through Facebook. We met through a sports group. Mark and I, we met through a sports group, and we just been talking back and forth. Just very subtle words about we give it away a lot of free content by talking shit to each other back and forth, and that's how the whole birth of the guys kind of came about. It was just a simple conversation. Me reaching out to Merv over a year in advance, saying, "Yo, dude, I got something I need you to rock with me on." He didn't ask no questions. He was just like, "Yo, I'll be ready when you're ready." And I gave him a call and he was ready. And that's how that shit happened. So again, I say that to say this, like God is good. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get too biblical on here because I don't know anyone's background of religion or anything like that. But 2020 was the year that I feel that made a lot of us reconnect with ourselves and also reconnect with God, because a lot of things happened around us. We had a lot of, a lot of death. We saw a lot of heroes, a lot of actors, Chadwick Boseman to be one, Black Panther, passing away. You know what I
That
mean?
one
Kobe
shocked
passing at
me.
the top of the year. It hurts. Those type of things hurt, right? But at the end of the
But then when you
day,
think about
God,
his backstory, it
right,
makes the story, it makes it powerful.
right.
Yeah.
It resonates a
How
little
he
bit more. Right.
Yep.
It resonates a little bit more. And we all had to adjust and pivot as people in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of racism, in the midst of a lot of stuff that was going on. But at the end of the day, God is still in control and all power is still in his hand regardless. And I just want to
For
give a
sure.
shout out to all of you, Tina, Becca, even you, TT, for just hopping on with us and just rocking with us, and just even getting the word out to tell people to rock with us. And I said this in the beginning. I think I said this on our second episode. I said, even if we get one or two people just to listen to us talk, we're going to have a big name attached to us. We're not in the industry. We're not connected to the industry unless you're Mark. But we're just your
Right.
average
Mark know
people.
everybody in Philly.
Everybody, all the hookers, the skanks, the scalawags. Mark know them all.
There you go. There you go, Mark. There you go.
But,
Washy
but
washy,
we
yo.
the washy
2020,
washy.
21.
But we definitely got a lot of stuff lined up. We're working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We're working on our own network. And again, like I said, God is in control of all of this. This is not something that we're doing by our hand. We're just doing our thing, and we're just trying to make sure we continue to show our appreciation to everybody and just really get our voices out there in a time where I think it's time for people to disconnect from all the ills of the world and rock out with us. So for that, I salute all of you out there. And I appreciate you ladies for hopping on and sharing your thoughts of 2020. And all I can say is 2021, let's go a different level. Let's take this thing to a whole different level and make this shit pop.
Ready.
And everybody who's on here, we are
Ready.
family. So let's continue to grow the family and continue to do some great things. All right?
Rock a vibe, baby.
Indeed.
Wow. Wow. Yo.
My goodness, Merv.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
So,
That's
yo.
how you kill a motherfucker in broad daylight.
Look.
Bye, baby.
Yo, peace, everybody, and
Bye.
yo, 2020.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Good
New Year,
night.
no doubt. Good night.
Out.